business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter @IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now @IndianaSRN.
Week 6 of the high school football season welcomes Covenant Christian at 1-4 on IndianaSRN. They will be the home team tonight, taking on the Lutheran Saints at 4-1, about 15 minutes away from kickoff on a mid-70s sunny evening here in central Indiana. Let's thank some of our title sponsors before we look into tonight's contest between the Saints and the Warriors. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and services needs. Boilermaker Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. And the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy brings Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LIUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. And the IndianaSRN sports page, high school, college, and pro sports coverage every day. Go to IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. Daniel Thacker, our camera guy. Greg Smith, the director here on week number 6 of high school football in the state of Indiana. We're going to have a lot of score updates throughout the state. Covenant Christian, John, comes in at 1-4 on the season, and after an injury last week, sophomore quarterback Zeb Cox will not be in tonight's game. He will be out. 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, 4 through the air, 4 interceptions. Insert in Henry Schaefer, the wide receiver. He was 5 of 15 with 3 interceptions passing last week. What does this do for Covenant Christian, looking for their second win of the season?
Obviously, with Cox out, that's a major blow for Covenant Christian. Henry Schaefer came in. He looked good at times, made some erratic throws, and he had 3 interceptions last week, so he's going to have to protect the ball better. Going to have to get some production from his wide receivers, Jankowski, but I do think Covenant Christian, with this opponent tonight, they're going to try and focus more on the running game tonight. We may see a lot of Tyson Hall running the football tonight for Covenant.
Yeah, we talk about Zeb Cox being out and Schaefer in, but a week of practice under his belt. If you're first-year head coach Luke Scrives, how do you get him comfortable in the pocket? Is it quick throws early, or do you try to establish that running game?
I think they're going to go very much in that running game, at least early on, and then depending on where the game is, they might try to throw him into a little bit more of a passing rotation, but I think it's going to be a lot of running. I think you're going to see a lot of running for this Warriors team early on in this game.
Yeah, Covenant Christian, 8 fumbles lost, 7 interceptions on the season. Obviously, last week, Schaefer thrown into that quarterback role, throws 3 interceptions. So I think the first key to this game tonight for Covenant Christian is protecting the football.
Ball protection, ball protection, ball protection. A team that turns it over, like I said, 3 times on average each game against the Lutheran team tonight. They're going to have to protect the ball better tonight. And Henry Schaefer, again, like I said, 3 interceptions last week. He's going to have to be the main one to try to protect that, just protect that ball. Don't force some throws. He made some forced throws last week that cost him. I think you're going to see a little bit more discipline from him in the quarterback spot this week.
Yeah, staying on the Covenant Christian side of the football, Caleb Jankowski, 10 catches, 267 yards, averaging 53 per game at 2 touchdowns last week. Noah Seabury has 7 catches. He's also a threat in the return game. Jay Siebert with 55 tackles on the defensive side of the football. But offensively, those 2 guys, as you mentioned, with Schaefer throwing the football tonight, Jankowski and Siebert are going to have to step up big.
Jankowski going to have to, he had a pretty decent game with Schaefer last week. He caught 4 of those 5 Schaefer passes, if I'm not mistaken, last week. So that was a pretty good combo last week. Tyson Hall as well. Is he going to get thrown into some of the receiver role as well as being the main running back? And then Noah Seabury, as you mentioned. We're going to see a lot of maybe backup players too tonight for Covenant. See what you have. See what you can give Schaefer out there for protection and help.
Yeah, this interconference matchup, you look at Covenant Christian at 1-4 on the year. They lost to Park Tudor by 10 to start things off, shut out Shortridge, but then 52-28, 23-13, and 27-14. You look at the last 2 games against Heritage Christian and Cecina, 1 possession either way, not turning over the football. and you could flip this Covenant Christian record because they've been in their last 2 contests despite the fact that they've turned over the football.
With the turnovers, and they were right there. I had that game against Cecina last week. They were right there. A late score in the fourth quarter ended up putting that game away for Cecina. But, yeah, they have been right there. Play here, play there in each game. You could be easily looking at 3-2 right now instead of 1-4. But each play, just one play at a time. If your coach Cephas, just one play at a time. And they haven't seen a team like Lutheran this year, so this is probably by far their toughest team of the year. But, just one play at a time and just take it there and see what happens.
Yeah, Covenant Christian last week, you saw this team. Let's talk about Jay Siebert, the freshman on the defensive side of the football. 55 tackles and a sack. This kid is all over the football field.
He was phenomenal last week and got that sack on McDonald, the Cecina quarterback last week. He's been phenomenal. They're going to need another great game from him and that defensive team for Covenant Christian to shut down this Lutheran team. A Lutheran team, I know we're going to talk about them, a team that averages 36 points a game. So Covenant's going to have their A game defensively tonight.
When we come back, we'll look at the 4-1 Lutheran Saints and get you set for the kickoff here on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Zionsville Middle School West on the north side of Indianapolis on this mid-70s sunny Friday evening as Covenant Christian at 1-4 takes on the Lutheran Saints at 4-1. Tony Donahue, John Lester with the Lutheran 4-1 on the season. Really haven't been in any close games. The closest any opponent has got to them in a victory was that 17-0 win over New Albany. Western Boone, one of the top teams in the state, beat them 46-14. 36 points per contest. They're used to blowing out teams this year. They've done it 4 times.
Yeah, big offensive team. Like I said, have not had a close game yet. And of those 4 wins, one of them against a 4A school, one of them against a 5A school. Pretty big wins there. So this Lutheran team, we know the history they have. 1A state champions, move up to 2A, make it all the way to the semi-state this year. This is just a phenomenal cut. Dave Pash doing a great job at Lutheran. This is just and we know when they're going to make a deep run again this year, we're going to see out of this Lutheran team.
Yeah, as we see Lutheran take to the field on the far side wearing their away, as they wear their away white uniforms, gold helmets, and gold pants as we get ready for the prayer here and the national anthem. We'll take it with them.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We welcome you back to Zionsville Middle School West here on IndianaSRN. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. Week 6 of the high school football season, a mid-70s Friday evening. And again, so we mentioned in the pregame, if you missed it, Zeb Cox, the starting sophomore quarterback for Covenant Christian, is out tonight. Insert Henry Schaefer. John Lester, give me an X factor here with a little bit of a different offensive look for the Covenant Christian Warriors.
Well, Henry Schaefer, he's going to have to cut down the interceptions. He's going to have to watch it throw. He made a couple throws across his body last week. That led to a couple of the interceptions. He's going to have to be a little bit more disciplined. I'm going to really look in Tyson Hall. I think is going to be a major factor in the running game tonight. I think you're going to see a lot of him. Noah Seabury, we saw him have an 89-yard run last week. He had a kick return 2 weeks ago. He's going to be a big factor as well. Caleb Jankowski, can he step up in that wide receiver role, give Henry Schaefer somebody to throw to? So he's got some weapons if Covenant Christian can put it together offensively, limit those turnovers.
Yeah, Henry Schaefer, 4 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown on the season. He's also the punter, 3 punts inside of the 20-yard line. You mentioned Tyson Hall as one of the X-Factors tonight, 333 yards via the ground. That's 66 yards per contest. He does have a touchdown. Zeb Cox was a dual-threat type of quarterback with 5 rushing touchdowns and 4 through the air. And as you mentioned, fumbles lost, 8 so far this season, 7 interceptions. They lost 3 fumbles last week, and Henry Schaefer threw 3 interceptions. And this is a defense for Lutheran who has shut out New Albany this season and held Cecina and Ritter over the last 2 weeks to just 16 points, as you see. The Covenant Christian Warriors in their all-green uniforms with black helmets. And as mentioned, the road team tonight, Lutheran, the Saints, gold helmets, white uniforms with the gold trim. So when you look at this game on paper, obviously statistical-wise, record-wise, Lutheran 4-1. I think tonight's one of those nights where you don't have Zeb Cox. You have Henry Schaefer. Misdirections, timing plays, trickeration. You know, the old adage to throw everything at him, open up the playbook. I think we'll see Luke Scripes do that here tonight.
It very well could. Covenant Christian, and then if you're Dave Pash, I don't think you're going to see this out of a Lutheran team because Dave Pash is a very good coach. I don't think he's going to let it happen, but you're Lutheran, you know, they're high school kids. You know, you're like, all right, Covenant's 1-4. They have their backup quarterback. Could they maybe looking ahead a week? I don't think like Coach Pash is going to let his team do that. But, yeah, if Covenant Christian can throw some of those, we may see some of those trick plays in there. If they can do that and limit those turnovers, run their offense efficiently, I think they have a chance of keeping this a competitive game tonight.
So we will get ready to kick this one off here on IndianaSRN. The temperature right before kickoff, 74 degrees and sunny, brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. They are the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout the state of Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give us a call, 317-849-0810. Again, we are into week 6 of the high school football season. John, even though it doesn't feel like it outside, still feels like week 1 or week 2. And we've preached these fumbles and these turnovers by Covenant Christian, timing plays, those type of things. We're not week 2 anymore, right? We're week 6, so it's time for Covenant to show that they can hold on to the football and make drives stay in front of the sticks.
Yeah, definitely. Cannot afford those turnovers. Like you said, week 6, you've got to get those. You've got to get that under control at this point of the season. And if Covenant Christian can do that, like ball protection, I think they have a chance to keep this competitive tonight. They have been very competitive in their losses. I mean, they haven't really gotten blown out other than the Indian Creek game. They've been right there, but if they can play a full 48 minutes tonight, that'll be the key.
Plenty of other games going on around the state of Indiana that we will keep you updated on. Brownsburg, the number 1 team in the state, a top 10 team in the country, travels north to take on Westfield, who is number 5 in the state of Indiana for Class 6A. Hamilton Southeastern and Zionsville, some other great games going on. So we will keep you updated. We appreciate you joining us here on a beautiful Friday night for high school football as Lutheran looks for their 5th win of the season as they travel north here to Zionsville Middle School West to take on the 1-4 Covenant Christian Warriors. Lutheran wins the toss. They have elected to defer, so they will kick off to get this one started. And John, I think if you're Covenant, you take the football first. You're okay with that. Try to get that offensive rhythm going early.
Go early and maybe you march down the field and maybe get Lutheran to get a couple, 2-3 first downs, get Lutheran defense on their heels a little bit, and we'll see what happens here.
Lutheran, one of the top teams in high school football in the state of Indiana over the last couple of seasons. You made a great point off the air, just the difficulty level it is to go from Class 1A to 2A, probably one of the biggest jumps in high school football in the state of Indiana.
I think the most difficult jump you can make is making that jump from 1A to 2A. Covenant Christian did it last year. It took a little bit of a building year. They played a lot better now that they had that 1 year of experience. Lutheran did moving it up to 2A and showing how tough they are. Went right into the semi-state game last year. But yes, I believe that is the toughest move you can make at the high school football level.
Dax Locklear, the senior kicker, set to kick this one off. A little bit of some sun on the football field, so looking up into the sky might be difficult, especially on a kickoff, really on both teams. But from our angle, Covenant Christian looking straight up into the setting fall sun here on a September evening, high school football-wise on IndianaSRN, where we always have a front row seat. Turn it on to you, John Lester, with you here as Locklear gets ready to kick this one off to start high school football week number 6. Boots in the air. It's a line drive kick fielded at the 2 by Covenant Christian. Tries to break through, breaks out of one tackle and is taken down. And you can just see on the kickoff there just the size advantage that Lutheran poses here. But Covenant Christian will start this contest with the football after a nice little pickup there on the initial return. It'll be 1st and 10, and we'll get to see the first start of the season here for Henry Schaefer.
Henry Schaefer getting the start here with that Covenant Christian offense at 21-yard line, so Covenant Christian backed up here a little bit on their opening drive of this game.
Yeah, and one of those difficult decisions as that ball was a line drive on the kick. Do you field it and try to get something or hope that it skips into the end zone? They decide to field it. So in the backfield right now, Tyson Hall is the starting running back, and Henry Schaefer, the starting quarterback, wearing number 80. He is a wide receiver, but he is in for the injured Zeb Cox. So go for a hard count. Quick throw, left side, caught, and immediately tackled. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. You like the quick pitch and catch, a confidence type of throw, but you don't pick up any yards.
No, they're on that screen pass. Lutheran defense right there, limiting the gain to maybe a yard. Covenant Christian faces 2nd and long here.
So 2nd down and 8. They'll give them 2 on the forward progress, and you see the big boys there from Lutheran with a size advantage in the backfield. They'll show blitz here on 2nd down and 8. Schaefer hands it off left side. Tries to spin out of a couple tackles, does Tyson Hall, maybe picks up about 4. So it'll be a 3rd down and manageable here, mark it 3rd and 5.
So a decent little pickup there for Tyson Hall. You see him get some room there. And Covenant Christian, 3rd and manageable here. If you can pick up a 1st down here, that'll give your offense a little bit of confidence here moving forward.
So 3rd and 5 on the opening possession here for Covenant Christian. 2 in the backfield, 3 wide receiver set. Top of your screen, Levin Holznight. Shotgun snap, quick throw, left side, caught, tackled immediately as the ball was brought in by Titus Lamont. And it looks like it'll be enough for a 1st down. So 2 quick pitches and catches early to go 2 for 2 for Henry Schaefer, and enough there for the 1st down.
And great job knowing exactly where that 1st down marker was and his receiver right there, giving Covenant a new set of downs. Good confidence booster here at the start.
So they'll move the sticks. Minute 45 gone by in this 1st quarter. Opening possession for Covenant Christian. 2 in the backfield. Looks like this will be a run. Schaefer out of shotgun, a little misdirection, left side sweep, and Lutheran snuffed that one out for a loss of 2. They try to go to Titus Lamont on the wide receiver jet sweep, and he loses 3.
Yeah, a good look there. Lutheran was not fooled at all. Getting a good look at Tyson Lamont. Hasn't been used a lot this year, but getting some early action here for Covenant.
So a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd down as the play call will come in. And we'll see if Covenant Christian can stay in front of the sticks here. Man in motion. Roll, right side.
Lutheran blitzing.
Nice block. Under pressure. Sets the feet, throws across his body. And on the release was Titus Lamont wide open. but the ball was sailed over his head by about 2 or 3 yards, and he did set his feet there, but you want less air underneath that football.
I think Schaefer saw his receiver Lamont down there, but just put a little bit too much mustard on that throw, and unfortunately it sets up Covenant with a 3rd and long here.
So a 3rd and 11 after the incompletion on 2nd down. Henry Schaefer, the backup quarterback, now 2 of 3 on this opening drive. Football sits at the 31-yard line. One-on-one coverage. Here comes the blitz. Picked up, rolling, under pressure, and taking himself enough for the first down. Off to the races. Down the sideline goes Henry Schaefer. Shows off the speed, flips it, and he is in for a pickup of about 34 yards there and enough for a first down.
Great job for Schaefer. You're seeing the dual threat he brings. Saw he had absolutely nothing downfield, and Lutheran left the left side wide open, and Schaefer took advantage.
Looks like we might have a flag as they're going to bring this one back. I thought there was a hold. I didn't see the flag. It's either a hold or an ineligible man downfield. We'll see what the call is. Holding, yep. I thought there was on the rollout.
Unfortunate break there for Schaefer and Covenant.
So that'll make it a 3rd and 21 after a giant pickup there for a first down. And under 9 minutes to play, first quarter. Cards stacked against Covenant Christian here on 3rd and 21.
Yeah, not the ideal situation. 3rd and 21, definitely. You see what kind of arm Schaefer has downfield here.
4 wide set, in motion. Extra blocker rolling out. Schaefer sets his feet. He's going to fire it. Picked off. Intercepted at the 40-yard line. Mark him down at about the 37.
Yeah, that's a mistake you cannot make. Threw into traffic there. Lutheran had 2 defenders right there, and Schaefer unfortunately throws the pick, and Lutheran starts on the positive side of the field.
Are they going to call it an incompletion? One ref signaled incompletion. Another ref has singled interception. And another flag, so they will decline it on the interception. So we talk about the size advantage. We've seen it here on back-to-back plays. A holding.
Look at this here for Schaefer. You see him rolling out there. There was the hold there behind him and just into traffic there. It's a throw you cannot make. I know he's trying to make a play there, but the coverage is just too good there to make that throw.
So Lutheran will take over on first down in plus territory. They'll officially mark it right at the 35-yard line, I believe. After back-to-back holds. So 2 plays. One goes in the direction of Covenant for a huge gain. Unfortunately, it comes back on the hold. Screen pass here, right side, T.J. Clark. And he gets almost enough for a first down. I believe a pickup of 8. 2nd down and short coming up.
Nice little screen pass there to Clark. Saw he had a little bit of room on the left side and a good pickup for Lutheran already inside the 30-yard line.
So 2nd and short here. 4 wide set. Handoff. And tackled, but enough for a first down, it looks like. So move the sticks on the opening possession here for Lutheran.
Yeah, good job, Lutheran here, trying to take advantage of the very short field and grab an early lead here on Covenant.
So T.J. Clark lines up to the left side, as does Tyler Schultz. They'll throw. Left side caught. Past the defense, breaks out of a tackle. Touchdown. On the slant route, Tyler Schultz takes it to the house, and Lutheran strikes first. It's 6-0 on the touchdown pass from Mason Schrum.
So it only took 3 plays for Lutheran to take advantage of that turnover. As you see Schrum find his receiver, and basically that one missed tackle there, and then untouched into the end zone, and an early lead for Lutheran in this one.
Yeah, it took 3 plays on the slant route to find the end zone. 8:01 to go in this first quarter. Extra point pending here from Locklear. He's been great all season. High snap, ball down, kick is up into the parking lot, and good. Lutheran strikes first. 7-0, 8:01 to play.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Tony Donahue, John Lester with you, 7-0 early on the Beatty Insurance scoreboard, a company which understands your industry and what's on the line for you. Call Lance 812-522-5640. And John Lester, a quick interception on the opening drive for Covenant Christian, leads to a interception.
Yeah, Lutheran taking advantage of that turnover and working with a very short field and taking advantage of that in only 3 plays, marching in the end zone for the first time and the first score tonight.
Didn't take much, 3 plays, slant route to the house after the interception. Locklear will kick off after booting the extra point through. 7-0 early, and this one will be fielded. And he's going to take it out of the end zone, off to the races, and we'll get back to the 20-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds there on the return. That is number 10, Owen Holland. So, again, we talked about turnovers and not turning over the football. After a long run was brought back due to a hold, a 3rd and long, throwing an interception. Sometimes the mindset of a quarterback is, if I throw this up downfield, maybe something good will happen. But the mindset and the learning is sometimes you just don't need to throw the football.
Yeah, you got to know where the coverage is. You can't force throws. Like I said, I saw that a couple times from Schaefer last week. And against this Lutheran defense, you just can't force those throws, and it cost them there on that last drive.
So, second drive of the night for Covenant Christian. A little more than 4 minutes gone by here, first quarter. Shotgun snap, Schaefer. Delayed handoff, tries to get the edge, and tackled in the backfield immediately was Tyson Hall. And linebackers coming in on the stop. That is Joey Luna, as well as number 71, Davis Blankenship. So you see the size and the speed defensively for Lutheran.
A step quicker, and it looks like Lutheran was doing what I figured. They were focusing on that running game, thought it might be a little bit more run-heavy tonight with Covenant on their backup quarterback, and they've been focusing on that, and Covenant hasn't gotten much in the running game so far.
So 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. 4 wide receivers set here, 1 in the backfield. Henry Schaefer, the backup quarterback. Takes the snap, looks left, fires, and I think it might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. So a 3rd and 11 coming up for this Covenant Christian offense.
So another non-ideal situation here for Covenant. Your 3rd and long once again against this Lutheran defense. Not the position you want to be in. Let's see what Schaefer can do here.
So 3rd and 11. Obviously, you're thinking to throw the football here. Put your coaching hat on. In any type of a delayed draw here for Henry Schaefer, knowing he has some speed.
I think it's possible. Yeah, you could see Schaefer do a draw or maybe some kind of end-around here play if they want to try and do a running play here on 3rd and 11.
Man in motion, Schaefer rolls to his right. Under pressure, fires across the body, picked off. For the 2nd time tonight, it's Rodney Freeman getting in for the interception. 2 possessions, 2 INTs for Covenant, and Lutheran will take over once again right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, looking here, Schaefer rolling out to his right and then throws downfield. I don't know if he thought he saw something downfield or if there was a misroute or run, but that was right to the defensive player of Lutheran and the 2nd turnover of the quarter.
There was 4 gold helmets around 1 black helmet, and 4-on-1, you're going to lose that battle every time. Braylon Rigdor in the backfield for Lutheran. Shroom fumbles it, ball loose, and it is picked up and recovered by Covenant Christian. So back-to-back turnovers on back-to-back plays. We'll mark it a 1st down in the offensive book for Covenant. They'll take over, gaining 10 yards.
And that's what you need here if you're Covenant. Get a turnover and just looked like the quarterback just kind of took his eye off the ball there before the snap, and it went right off his hand, and Covenant's right there.
Yeah, was ready to hand that football off. Just simply did not have it in his hands. So both teams trading turnovers on back-to-back plays. And the Warriors, with new life, down 7 as we near the halfway mark of this first quarter. End around on the Jets sweep and picks up 7 yards on first down. Does Carson Mongo. And there, we talked about this in the outset, John. Just some different looks, some different sets, some different timing, some different misdirection type stuff. And we see it there for a pickup of 6 on first down.
Yeah, great play there, and already the third different running back we've seen as well. So it looks like Coach Seifer is going to go see what he's got in the running game, see what he's got on his sideline there.
One-on-one coverage, bottom of your screen. They'll hand off on a sweep, tries to cut back, lost his footing, and goes down. So a loss of 2. We'll have a third down and 6 for Covenant halfway through this first quarter. Boilermaker Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in the fields of construction and metal fabrication across the state of Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time. Third down here in this first quarter for Covenant. They are 2 for 2 throwing interceptions on third down.
Let's see if they might be trying to keep it on the ground here, although Schaefer going back in the shotgun here.
Screen pass, caught in the backfield, tries to get a block ahead, and he's going to be tackled forward for a pickup of about 3. You needed 6, you got 3, 4th and short here.
I'm anxious to see, is he going to roll the dice here and keep the offense out here on a 4th and, yeah, you need a good, 2.5, 3 yards here. Let's see what Coach does. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for this.
So Henry Schaefer in the backfield, he is the punter. He has 3 punts inside of the 20-yard line. As Jankowski checks in and another lineman checks out and another lineman checks in at 77, Gavin Weichart. The rollout on the quarterback run, gets some speed, gets a burst out of the backfield and enough for a first down. We thought we might see that play earlier. We get it on 4th and 3, and it's enough to move the sticks.
And a great job, Schaefer, as you mentioned, not knowing if he's going to punt the ball or not. Saw he had a little room and just got what he needed and moved the sticks for Covenant. Big first down right there.
So first down, mark it right around midfield at the 50-yard line for Covenant on 4th and 3. A nice run there out of the backfield by Henry Schaefer, enough for the first down. 4:40 clock runs here in the first quarter. 3 wide, top of your screen, man in motion. Handoff and met immediately in the backfield. As Tyson Hall tried to get something going, it'll be a loss of 3. And on the defensive pursuit there, it's Tyler Schultz with the stop.
All right, there Lutheran again reading that first down play. Hall had nowhere to go, and already 2nd and 12 here for Covenant.
And it just seems like whenever, outside of that delayed draw that we just saw in the quarterback keeper, seems like running the football tonight for Covenant, it seems like they're in a phone book. They can't move too much.
They're not getting anything at all. Yeah, great. Lutheran defense, a lot to credit for that.
Caleb Jankowski, top of your screen. 3 wide set. Look one way, stepping up, and doesn't get out of it. And he's tackled, tried to get it back to the line of scrimmage on the 2nd down play. And they will lose 1, does Henry Schaefer. So it'll set up a 3rd and long coming up here for the Covenant Christian Warriors from their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, definitely looked like a design run play there for Schaefer, but nothing doing. Again, the Lutheran defense just a little bit of a step ahead, and another 3rd and long here for Covenant.
3:26 to go, first quarter. Another 3rd and 12. They are 1 of 3 in this first quarter on third downs. Lutheran shows blitz. Schaefer looking, under pressure, tries to roll out, throws it up for grabs, picked off. No, deflected and incomplete. That's one you'd want back there if you're the defense of Lutheran. Through the fingertips of Layden Hazelwood. Thought he had an interception and probably would have had plenty of room for a return. And I think here, your Covenant Christian 4th and 12, you'll punt the football and try to flip the field position.
This is definitely a punting situation here, but again, Henry Schaefer has to be, you cannot make those throws into traffic like that. Luckily for him, that one fell harmlessly incomplete. But those are just, you've got to be a little bit more disciplined on your throws.
It looks like we got an 8 blitz. High snap. Gathered and punted off the side of the foot. It's going to wobble and bounce right back. You maybe wanted the interception there because you might have more yardage. So the punt is shanked under pressure, and Lutheran will start their third possession, although their second possession was turned over on play number 1 from the 45-yard line. Today's broadcast is the copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. 2:55 to go, first quarter. Out of shotgun comes Lutheran. 4 wide set. Shroom out of the backfield. Quick throw, picked off. Intercepted. Stepping into the passing lane is Caleb Jankowski. And the last 2 offensive plays for Lutheran have ended in turnovers.
Yeah, 2 turnovers aside in this first quarter. Great job there by Jankowski. He anticipated that pass. We look at it here. Shrum, and I'm not even sure he saw Jankowski there, and he stepped right into the passing lane. Great anticipation, and Covenant's going to start right around midfield for this drive.
Covenant's gained a lot of yards just from the turnovers via Lutheran on the last 2 plays. So once again, give the football right back to Covenant. 1st and 10, 2:48 to go.
And with this kind of field position, this is going to have to be some kind of conversion here for Covenant. You get the feeling.
1st and 10. And getting positive yards on first down has been something that hasn't come easily here for the Warriors. On the draw, past the 50-yard line for a pickup of 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 as the ball was handed off there to Tyson Hall. Picks up plus yardage, so 2nd and 8.
So Covenant does get on the Lutheran side of the field on this first down play. First time they've been on the plus end of the field on their side today.
So 2nd and 8. Pitch out, right side. Cut back. Keeps the legs churning for yards after contact for maybe a pickup of about 3. So 3rd and manageable here coming up. A nice run by Tyson Hall.
Great job there by Hall. Looks like he was stood up for maybe a 1-yard loss, turned into a 3-yard gain out of that. You got a 3rd and medium here for Covenant. Kind of opens the playbook on 3rd and 5.
We'll get you some scores here at the end of the quarter from around central Indiana. Some big-time games going on. Update on Western Boone, a team that handed Lutheran its only loss of the season 3 weeks ago. 3rd and 5 out of shotgun. Pump fake, keeps it, loses it. It was stripped, ball loose, and Lutheran has it. Yep, they're going to give it back to on the possession there. And looks like just running the football, holding it at your waist, your own body gets in the way, so it'll be marked at the 49. 4th and 8. I think you go ahead and punt this one here.
Punt it here, yeah, and I don't Lutheran, like Schaefer did a great job jumping on that ball. 2 Lutheran defenders there. I'm not sure how they didn't come up with that, but Schaefer, great job there and going to try to pin Lutheran deep here.
So once again, last punt, 1 for 12 yards on a shank off the right side of his foot. Better snap here and gets the body behind it. Nice boot. It's going to bounce and field at about the 12-yard line, so a nice little flip of the field position there, and the 4th punt inside of the 20-yard line on the season for Henry Schaefer.
So great job there by Schaefer, and Lutheran by far with their worst starting field position of this first drive here. Now let's see if Covenant can get a big defensive stop here with Lutheran backed up.
38 seconds to go. Lutheran scored on their first offensive possession. The last 2 have been turnovers on the first play, a fumble and an interception. So it must have made a fair catch because they're bringing this one back a little bit. They're gonna mark it on a penalty flag. So an opportunity here for Covenant Christian's defense. And they're going to be at the 7-yard line, so a great punt there by Henry Schaefer. Flips the field position for the Covenant Christian Warriors.
Covenant Christian, not a big blitzing team defensively. They go, but I think this is a time where you might try to bring the house, see if you can get back to Shrum here, see what happens, make him force something, maybe get another turnover. We're still moving the football here.
Move it to the correct hash. So 1st and 10. Snap, hand it off, burst of speed out of the backfield. Pickup of enough for a first down there. Braylon Rigdor.
So good little hole there for Rigdor as he gets 13 yards, gets Lutheran a little bit of breathing room here out to the 20.
So clock will stop momentarily as the sticks move. Could be the last play of this first quarter with Lutheran leading 7-0. Handoff, waits, tackled. Maybe a gain of 2, but a nice job there on the pursuit defensively for Covenant Christian. That's number 7, Carson Mongo.
And bringing about 3 yards here, and Lutheran looks like they're going to let the quarter tick out here.
And that will do it for an entertaining first quarter. Turnovers on both sides of the football. Through 1, Covenant Christian trails Lutheran 7-0.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Through 1 here on IndianaSRN. Lutheran with the football and a 7-0 lead. We want to thank Piper Logistics for more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been your trusted partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. 317-396-1023. Tony Donahue, John Lester. A game of back and forth turnovers in that first quarter.
Yeah, 4 turnovers combined, but you got to hand off to Covenant Christian's defense. Their defense forcing those turnovers, keeping the Warriors in this football game here through the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, it took 3 plays after the initial first interception from Lutheran to score. Then another interception thrown by Covenant, followed by a fumble and an interception. Under pressure here, big-time pancake block. Leads the way for a quick run to the right side, gets the edge, passes the sticks, enough for a first down, I believe a gain of 11.
Right at the marker there for Shrum, and that's going to move the sticks, you said, for Lutheran.
Yeah, big-time pancake block there up front by big number 77. That is Logan Kenner at 6'4" and 250 pounds. Got an injury on the play. As both teams will head to the sideline. And we'll take a break with them. 11:50 to play in the first half.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
We're back here from Zionsville Middle School West. Covenant Christian and Lutheran just underway here in the second quarter. Lutheran with a 7-0 advantage, had an injury on the play. The run, I believe, enough for a first down, as Lutheran has shown the size advantage, but turnovers for both teams being the Achilles heel here through 1 quarter of play. Out of shotgun, Wide receiver draw, hand it off, and a nice job there in the backfield for a tackle for loss there by number 15. Micah Dodell comes from behind, makes the tackle, and it'll push it back for Lutheran.
Great job there, Covenant, forcing a loss there on that first down play. Brings up 2nd and 11.
You know, we're still early here, 11:24 to go in the first half, but Lutheran clearly the better team, but they're allowing Covenant to hang around.
Worst possible thing you can do. Yeah, put a team away early, and looks like we're going to have some movement here on the line.
Yeah, the hard count got him. Jump there by Covenant Christian. That'll move the football forward 5 yards for Lutheran. So a 2nd and 11 becomes a 2nd down and 6 as they inch closer to midfield. Ball on the 35-yard line.
And when you are playing a team like that, those are just penalties you cannot afford. You cannot afford to give free yardage to this Lutheran team.
2nd and 6. Covenant showing blitz. On the edge, 27, Titus Lamont. And there he breaks out of a tackle. Lamont almost had him in the backfield. And we're going to have 2 penalty markers. And they both are in the area of holding. We'll see the official call.
Oh, we have a break. There is one update from our other IndianaSRN game tonight. Brownstown Central leading Seymour 14-7 into the first. And that's a killer right there.
Yeah, face mask penalty. That's a 15-yard penalty. So mark it into plus territory at the 46-yard line on 1st and 10. Now we talked about, you know, allowing a team to hang around. If you're Covenant, you can't beat yourself when you're trying to hang around with a team like Lutheran and face mask penalties. It would have been a 3rd down and long. Now it's a 1st and 10 in the plus territory for Lutheran.
Yeah, they just handed Lutheran 20 yards on these last 2 plays on these penalties with the offsides and the face mask.
Quick screen pass, left side dropped. Can't run with the football till you catch it. And through the hands of the intended target, T.J. Clark with the drop.
Clearly a case where Clark saw a lot of green in front of him and didn't look to catch all the way through, and it went right through his hands. Break there for Covenant.
So 10-17 to play here in the first half. A half so far marred by turnovers on both sides of the football. 2nd and 10. Handoff. Spins forward. Picks up about 8, does Rigdor. So Rigdor pushes it forward for a 3rd and manageable here, a 3rd and 4.
So on 3rd down and 4 here, figure this is 4 down territory with where they are on the field if they don't pick it up here.
Pursuit in the backfield. Rigdor gets out of it, but does not get to the sticks for the 1st down, and we're going to have a late flag.
This is a hold on Lutheran, I believe.
So that'll bring it back.
So that'll make it about 3rd and 14 or so now.
So 3rd and long.
First penalty against the Saints tonight.
Yeah, penalties creeping. I know it's the first one here, but you know, you talk to any football coach at any level, they're going to tell you turnovers and penalty markers is what going to keep you up at night. And so far, both teams guilty of both in huge plays, right? This goes from a 3rd and 4 to a 3rd and 14.
Yeah, very inopportune time to get your first penalty.
Got a shotgun. High snap. Dump off. A wide receiver screen. Rigdor gets back to maybe the original line of scrimmage, a pickup of 4. So a 4th and 10 from the 44-yard line.
So interesting to see how Coach Pash will play this on 4th and 10. Looks like he's going to play the field position game here.
Yeah, he'll look to punt. I think if you're Covenant Christian, you've got to be ready. A perfect area here for a keeper on the punt and a fake.
Yeah, definitely be alert, that's for sure.
So Covenant Christian's defense here, John, doing a great job keeping them in this football game.
I've been very impressed what I've seen out of this defensive team for Covenant right now.
There's the boot. It's a good one. This one is going to bounce at the 15 and roll out of bounds right there at the 15-yard line. So that's where Covenant Christian will take over on a flip of the field position. And as we just talked about, John, a 3rd and 4 becomes a 3rd and 14 penalty marker. Big time there to end that drive for Lutheran.
Very inopportune time, and Covenant giving Lutheran 20 yards in penalties. It ended up not costing them, but that's something you're going to have to watch out. And Coach Zifris will definitely have a talk with his team at halftime about that.
8:41 to go here in the first half. Brought to you by Dynamark. Choose Dynamark Graphics Group, your local one-stop shop for print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indy for over 50 years, Dynamark builds strong relationships through exceptional service. 317-328-2555. So a little bit of a different look here, man in motion, and we're going to have some jumpment and movement on the offensive line. So before the drive even starts, Covenant Christian penalized 5 yards, 1st and 15.
Yeah, and jumping the gun there and costing yourselves another 5. That's a 4th penalty of the half on the Warriors.
False start on the Warriors. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
We're talking about this Covenant defense. This is a Lutheran team that scores a lot of points and puts up a lot of yards, but this Covenant defense, as well as the 2 turnovers, held them to 66 yards so far.
So 1st and long, 1st and 15. Draw here, tries to cut back, gets past the line of scrimmage. Something out of nothing for Tyson Hall. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 14. Some other scores around the state of Indiana. Logan Sport and Hamilton Heights tied at 7 apiece. Elsewhere around central Indiana high school football-wise, Western Boone all over Frankfort 35-0. This is a Western Boone team that handed this Lutheran squad their only loss of the season. Guerin Catholic and Chittard 14-7. Chittard with the lead in the first quarter. 2nd and 14. Throw left side deflected, incomplete. Right off the hands of the defender there, number 18, Tyler Schultz. Ben Davis trailing Lawrence Central 14-0. That in the second quarter. Carmel all over North Central 28-0. Plainfield leading Decatur Central in the second quarter 13-8. We'll have more scores coming up for you at halftime of this one. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. 7-0 Lutheran. And that score came early in that first quarter, so we've gone almost a full quarter without either team scoring. Handoff here on the misdirection back to about the 15-yard line, a pickup of 4. So it'll be a 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Covenant Christian Warriors. No, 4th down and 10, excuse me. And they'll punt it. And dangerous here, Henry Schaefer in the shadows of his own goal line.
Yeah, I better be careful here with the snap, and nonetheless, whatever had Lutheran's going to get excellent field position out of this once again.
So they'll bring the house. You see the left side stacked with Lutheran Saints. Good snap. Booted. Plenty of hang time. Bounces. Takes the Covenant Christian bounce into plus territory. And that'll roll about 15 yards down to the 46-yard line. So it's 7:10 to go. Lutheran will take over. And, John, what do you want to see out of this Lutheran offense that has put up 36 points per contest, including 52, 56, and 42 3 times this year? What do we need to see out of this Lutheran offense?
Well, Lutheran, we just got to see the Lutheran team that we've seen throughout the season. It seems like in this first half, they've just been a little bit out of sync offensively with each other. The Covenant defense has a lot to do with that, forcing those 2 turnovers. So Covenant may have gotten Lutheran out of their rhythm a little bit. If your coach Pash, you tell the team, just relax, let's go back to doing what we're doing here, and we're going to do on this drive. We're still got the lead, but we're a little bit off sync offensively right now, but I expect that to change here as this game goes on.
We will get you updated on some other scores. Top 5 teams in the state, including Center Grove, New Pal, and Cathedral, all currently pitching first half shutouts. Delayed draw, stuffed in the backfield, but keeps the Lakes pushing after contact for a pickup of 5. He gets half of it. 2nd down and 5, under 7 minutes to play first half.
So great job there. Definitely making something out of nothing. What turned into a no gain turned into a 5-yard pickup there.
At RiseWork, we make people feel safe. We protect your business. You live safe, we've got it covered. Call RiskWork today, 317-379-6755. From midfield, 2nd and 5. Out of shotgun. Handoff. Richter. Tackle from behind. Pickup of a long 3. So it'll be a 3rd down and 2 coming up here in plus territory for Lutheran.
33 yards rushing for Richter now, and you got 3rd and 2, and we'll see if Covenant, I think this would be a great time to bring the blitz again, see if you can get Lutheran to force something.
Yeah, watch out on the edge there for Micah Dawdell. You see him there, number 15, lined up. 3 in the box for Covenant Christian's defense. On a 3rd and 2, halfway through the second quarter. Handoff, Richter stuffed, and there he is, 15. Michael Dawdell on the tackle, pushes him back for a loss of 2. 4th and 4 coming up here. John Lester, you keep the offense on the field or you continue to play the field position game?
Coach Pash here, the correct move is probably punt the ball, but it looks like they're going to keep the offense out here. See if Covenant can make one more defensive stop.
And I think coaching-wise here for Covenant, don't jump. They're going to try to get you to jump on the hard count. We're going to have a timeout on the side of Lutheran. We'll take it with them. 5:20 to go. A big 4th and 2 coming up here in the second quarter.
At RiskWork, we're Team Indiana through and through. From coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
Back here from Zionsville Middle School West, Lutheran 7-0 over Covenant. It was an early first quarter touchdown, and it's been a defensive standoff since. Turn it on to you, John Lester with you. A big 4th and 2 here for Lutheran.
And Lutheran does look like they're going to go for this.
Lutheran will get the football to start the third quarter if you're looking a little bit ahead. Shotgun snap. Handoff. Met in the backfield. Dawdell pushes them back. Stuffed them. And the Warriors of Covenant Christian's defense keeping this football team in it. Another big tackle there by Dawdell.
Great job by Covenant. Dawdell read that, and I'm kind of surprised they went with that play call out of the shotgun on 4th and 2 because there was nothing with that defensive line right there for Covenant. Great job for the Warriors once again on a defensive stand.
So they'll take over on the 49-yard line. And you feel like if you're Covenant, you've got 5:14. If you can get something going here downfield. 1st and 10. Pitch out, left side. Hall, past midfield to the 49-yard line, and we got a flag in the backfield.
Discussion on what this flag is.
More than likely a hold. First personal foul on Lutheran.
That's going to give Covenant the ball inside the 40-yard line.
So multiple times penalties on Lutheran have either pushed themselves back on offense or given the Covenant Christian Warriors a chunk of change. And this is going to go from the 49-yard line all the way to the 34 on the 15-yard penalty with under 5 minutes to play and plenty of time here with 3 timeouts for Covenant Christian's offense.
So it was something after the play because they measured off the penalty yardage from the end of that run. So it was something that happened after the fact.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Lost his footing, throws it up. Had the play called correctly and the route that you wanted by Caleb Jankowski Unfortunately, it looked like in the backfield, Henry Schaefer lost his footing, and that led to the incompletion and the ball coming up short of the intended target.
Yeah, Schaefer with the slip there, and unfortunately, because Jankowski was down the field and was going to have a lot of room down there, it looked like, but that kind of threw it off on the slip there, 2nd and 10 now.
I do like the play call there on first down to try to get something on a route, on a little rub route down the field. We're going to have a timeout charged to Covenant Christian. We'll take it with them. The Warriors on their best offensive drive of the night. 4:49 to go. Lutheran leads 7-0 on IndianaSRN.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
After the timeout, 4:49 to play in the first half. Covenant Christian on their best offensive drive at the 34-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Man in motion, shotgun snap. Roll out here, Schaefer going to keep it on the option play, breaks out of one tackle, knee goes down. Knee goes down, but a nice run there for a pickup of 5. That'll set up a third manageable.
And a third chance here for Schaefer, getting what he could there, and that will drive it right down to the 30. So a 3rd and 5.5, your kind of opens up your playbook here. Does we see Schaefer keeping himself again? We'll see what.
So the option route goes for 4 on the keeper from Henry Schaefer. This is the Covenant Christian team who has not attempted a field goal all season. So from here on out, you're in 4-down territory if you're the Warriors. 2 wide set, man in motion. Shotgun, Schaefer rolls out. He's going to keep it the entire way. Under pressure, might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a 4th and 5.
Yeah, nothing at all downfield, Schaefer there, but it looked like a design run anyway, and just getting what he could. And now on 4th and 5, as you mentioned, probably going to see this offense stay out here.
Yeah, if you have any sort of trick play or misdirection or a timing play, I think now's a great time to pull it out on 4th down and 6. Also look for the hard count, right? You want to come out, try to get Lutheran the jump, and get 5 of the 6 yards you need the cheap way. 3:54 to go. Here's the snap. Tries to spin out of it and just absolutely nothing going there. Lutheran snuffs it out. They'll have 2 timeouts on the board and 3:50 to go 70 yards to try to find the end zone, with Lutheran getting the second half kickoff. Laborers International Union of North America, or the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA. Thank them for their support here on IndianaSRN. Daniel Thacker, Greg Smith, John Lester, Tony Donahue with you. 7-0 Lutheran on a first half plagued by turnovers, penalties, and not converting the football on 4th down. We'll have some scores for you from around Central Indiana at halftime. John Lester will have some stats and second half keys as Covenant Christian will look to keep this a 1-possession game heading to halftime. Handoff. Met immediately, tackled, pickup of 2. Who else? Number 15, Micah Dowdell, his 5th tackle of the night.
We'll call Dowdell's name a lot in this first half, and holding him to a 2-yard gain there on 1st down. 2nd down, you go. Lutheran's going to try to go 2 for 1 here as you want them getting the ball to start the second half. They want to get a late score here and then get the football right away in half number 2.
So Lutheran stagnant offense here since that first drive that led to points. That drive, however, John, just 3 plays for the end zone. 2nd and 8. Another handoff. Tries to get the edge and stuffed immediately. Pushed back, and a great defensive pursuit there by the freshman, Jace Sieber.
Great job there. And now it's 3rd and long for Lutheran. Do we see?
I would have taken a timeout here if you're Covenant Christian. 3rd and 8. Give your defense a chance to reset. 2:45 to play. Roll out right side. Stops, throws downfield, and had 2 targets and goes off of the hands downfield of Tyler Schultz. Incomplete, 2:39 to go, 4th and 8 coming up.
So 3 and out here, one for the Covenant defense, and they're going to get the ball back again, see if they can find something to gel offensively here in this first half.
This is a Covenant Christian team who in 3 of the last 4 weeks has only given up 14-13 and 27-23 and 14. And 0. They shut out Shortridge. So a defense really stepping up here, not what we are used to seeing for Covenant. Almost blocked, had a chance. And you could tell by the groans in the crowd, that one was close. But Covenant will have 2 timeouts and 2:29 to go, coming off, John, their best offensive movement on their last possession.
We saw some great things offensively. Now, can they build on that here? You're going to get your own 37-yard line. You're getting pretty good starting field position. You got 2:29 to work with. We saw some things out of Schaefer there on that last drive. We'll see if he can get another offensive flow going here and get Covenant possibly a late score here.
So 2:29 to go and 2 timeouts. Man in motion. Throwing it deep on the right side. Up for grabs. Had his intended target, but slightly overthrown. Caleb Jankowski from Henry Schaefer. And that would have been good for a good chunk of yardage, but it falls incomplete on first down.
Well, that's the second time Jankowski's gotten about a step ahead of his defender. Unfortunately, Schaefer, again, a little bit too much on that pass. Falls incomplete.
They'll hand off on the sweep. Left side. Hit, but a pickup of about 4 there on the draw to Noah Seabury.
We saw Seabury there get his 3rd carry of the first half, and now on 3rd down 7. I'm with you on Covenant on defense. I'm surprised Lutheran maybe not using a timeout here, give themselves time for their offense.
Yeah, and this is one of those what do you do on 3rd and 7. You're under 2 minutes. You don't want to give the football back with a lot of time on the clock for Lutheran. I think you'll let this one tick down. Maybe go hard count. Showing blitzes Lutheran. Here it comes. Roll out, steps up. Wide open, but a miscommunication there. And for the second time downfield, Titus Lamont was wide open and an overthrow. Clock stopped, so 4th and 7, $1:34 to go in the first half. Lutheran leading 7-0. They will more than likely get the football back in decent field position here with 2 timeouts on the board.
Well, we're seeing Schaefer here. We're seeing the arm he's got. He's got a good arm there, just a little bit off on the communication with him and his receivers here in the first half.
So the punt is fielded at the 25, off to the races, cut back, and gets it back to about the 49. So with 2 timeouts at 1:21 on the board, Lutheran will take over at midfield.
Yeah, great quick return there for Lutheran, setting them up almost right at midfield here, and with 2 timeouts. See what Lutheran can do for. We're going to try and run this down and get a late score here.
So 1:21. Both teams' passing game, I would say, John, pretty stagnant here in this first half. And we've gone now about 20 minutes of action without a score. Screen pass, caught, has some space, cuts back, tries to get out of bounds, and will. enough for the first down. The clock will stop on the out of bounds.
So that's only the 4th completion of the half for Shrum, but that one goes for a first down inside the 40.
If you're Covenant Christian, your defense has played well. Obviously, the 7 points came off of a turnover and a short field for Lutheran. You want to get a stop here if you're the Warriors, knowing that Lutheran will get the football on the other side to start the second half. Shotgun snap, handoff, lowers the shoulder, fumble, ball is loose and picked up by Covenant Christian. So it was poked out from behind by Dawdell and then scooped up off the bounce by Mongo. And Covenant will take over. Watch Dawdell, I believe, here from behind, poking the football out.
Great job here as you look at this handoff. It looked like it was a big gainer. And then, at the last minute, getting his arm in it, I think it was Dowdell again. He has been great defensively in this first half for the Warriors.
Yeah, if you could give out a first half player of the half, which we usually don't, but Dawdell has been all over defensively, making big-time stops. 4th down, gets the fumble there. And Covenant Christian, we'll see how they try to play this with 2 timeouts. Fumble, ball loose, picked up Lutheran.
Oh, Schaefer's got to fall on that football. You saw him just back away from the ball there. He's got to just fall on that.
John, that is the 3rd time tonight that these teams have turned the football over on back-to-back plays.
Yeah, Schaefer just off his hand, and you got to fall on it right there if you're Schaefer. Not sure what he was thinking, not falling on that football, and it's going to give up good field position to Lutheran.
So into field goal range goes Lutheran. They've attempted a few so far this season. Football officially at the 19-yard line on 1st and 10, 2 timeouts, 1:03 to go. And if you're the defense for Covenant Christian, you're going, what else can we do to stay in this football game? And once again, you get the stop on the forced turnover fumble, and a play later, you're right back on the football field defensively against Lutheran in the red zone. Quick screen. Is that picked off? It was. My goodness. A screen pass intended for the up back, and it is picked off by Liam Yardy. We've had 3 straight plays with turnovers.
The 4th turnover of the half on Lutheran. I didn't even see that Covenant defender back there in real time, but sure enough, there he is back there. And now if you're Covenant at the 19-yard line with 2 timeouts and 56 seconds, this might be a time just play it kind of conservative, be happy with just a 7-point deficit here going into the locker room.
So the ball was overthrown to Tyrone Miller, who was in the slot, intended for then TJ Clark, who was blocking, thinking that, this one's going to Tyrone, and it falls into the hands of Yardy for the interception. So 4 wide here. They'll roll out right side under pressure, throws it up for grabs. Hey, we don't have a turnover, but it should have been. And Covenant gets away with one there. We got a flag late in the backfield. Might have been a late hit on the quarterback.
I would say this is in the area of roughing.
So penalties and turnovers, the name of the game. And when you have a lot of those, you don't have a lot of points. That's why we're at 7-0.
And it is 15 against Lutheran.
So add on another 15 yards.
That's 40 yards in penalties against Lutheran here in the first half. And they're all of the undisciplined variety.
Yep, 100%. Forced, a lot of forced plays, forced throws downfield.
Guarantee Coach Pash at halftime, that is going to be his number 1 talk in the locker room is these penalties. We are just giving Covenant these extra yardages on these penalties. It shouldn't be happening.
Give it up to Covenant's defense. They've really stepped up in this game when needed. 1st and 10 after the penalty. Tries to throw it away.
This might be out.
Is that going to be a late hit, or is that going to be grounded?
That's going to be grounded. There was nobody in the area,
So under pressure, Schaefer tries to throw it, and right in front of the official. We'll get an intentional grounding call.
And that carries a loss of down with it.
Well, they'll mark it off. Pick up the flag while you're there, my guy. Yep, so they'll mark it off from where the ball was.
Going to be about a 11-yard penalty, it looks like.
So they'll mark it off. So 2nd and 21. You're not going to take a knee because then Lutheran's going to call timeout and force you to punt the football. And I like the draw here. Right side tackle. Doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if Lutheran takes timeout, and they will. Lost about 3 seconds there. So it'll be 3rd and 21 for Lutheran.
Probably about the best play you could come up with right there with the situation on 2nd and 21. Just a little draw, see what you can get. Got about 3 yards.
Well, we'll break down this first half, which has gone both ways. Penalties and turnovers, not a lot of scoring. But this is a Lutheran team with dreams of making a late run in the state tournament, which starts right around a month from right now, less than a month. This is a football team that at 4-1 and one of the top teams in their class. You don't want to see these turnovers in week 6 of the high school football season.
Yeah, Coach Pash definitely going to have to get this. Yeah, that's going to be, like I said, I think his first talk in the locker room is these penalties. We just can't afford these penalties. And like I said, with just 3 weeks left in the regular season, as you get down the road here, those are going to be plays that are going to have to get corrected.
So 38 seconds to go. Lutheran takes the timeout, 1 remaining. Look to get off the field here on 3rd and 20. I think if you're Covenant, you're going to run the football here.
Most definitely. There's no risk in a pass here with Schaefer. I mean, let's be honest, he's struggling in the passing game here in the first half, so just keep this on the ground.
You certainly trust your defense if you're Covenant Christian here to go onto the football field with about 30 seconds and get a stop. They've done that all night. The only score for Lutheran came on that slant route inside of the 35-yard line after the offensive turnover for Covenant Christian gave Lutheran field position. They're going to throw it deep. Up for grabs. It is caught. Off to the races. Breaks out of a tackle. Still on his feet. Caleb Jankowski. 78-yard touchdown. 7-6. Covenant strikes.
Well, Jankowski, that was in traffic. That was about his toughest catch on the 3 as you see it here. But Schaefer finds him. Look at this arm on this throw to Jankowski into coverage, no less.
78 yards for Jankowski. Makes the catch, which was impressive enough, and then breaks out of 2 tackles and takes it to the house. His 3rd touchdown catch of the season. And you want to talk about a momentum-shifting play. Covenant Christian makes it a 1-point game. Extra point, Henry Schaefer pending to tie this one up before halftime. High snap, ball is up, low kick, but it is good. We're tied at 7 with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
Well, we've witnessed probably the most unpredictable first half of 7-7 football as you'll find anywhere. Still 20 seconds to go. Let's take a look back at this catch. Grabbing it off the defender's helmet, Caleb Jankowski, 78 yards.
That is just absolutely keeping an eye on the football, what coaches just preach from the get-go, Jankowski, and then once he got by those defenders, it was no stopping him.
My goodness, and we thought Lutheran was going to get the football back with a chance at maybe a couple plays to bare minimum go up 7-0. The offense finally gets going here for Covenant Christian, and you really got to tip the hat to the defense that has kept them in this football game, and the offense finally strikes to tie it up.
And see if there's as you said, going on that touchdown, a big momentum swing, giving a big boost to your defense, as you said, keeping them in this football game the whole half. And this has to be just an absolute momentum swing here for Covenant.
So here's the boot. Low one, take a bounce, up, ended at the 30-yard line, passes the 40, breaks out of a tackle. And Lutheran, one timeout, 18 seconds to go. Oh, the clock is still running, down to 15. So they'll change footballs away from the kicking ball.
The Lutheran with one timeout here. You're at your own 42-yard line. Do you try to throw something downfield, maybe get yourself into your kicker's range? We'll see.
You know, I think so, right? Look, you're probably thinking in the mindset we should be up 21-7, 21-0. You take away the big play. It's 7-7. You're tied with the football. You may as well see what you can get here on first down. They'll throw it. Quick slant route, wide open, untouched to the 30. Tripped up at the 25-yard line. You'll take the timeout, and just like that, you're in the field goal range with 7 seconds to go. Ball on the 25.
And there it is right there, and getting yourself a good 33-yard pickup there. And let's see if Lutheran will try one throw here before trying the field goal here. It's going to have to be the sideline.
Yeah, they'll take a timeout. So the quick slant route is a big chunk of yardage into field goal range. And just when you thought the unpredictable nature of this contest would end, a quick slant route gets you into field goal range. 7 seconds, no timeouts, however, John. Are you playing this where you kick it now, or are you maybe trying to throw a quick slant route to get out of bounds?
I think you might see Lutheran throw one, try to get a little bit more downfield. You throw a quick pass. It's going to have to be a pretty quick play, and it's going to have to go to the sideline out of bounds. You can't do it in the middle of the field.
Because there's something to be, 7 seconds, you really don't have enough time to throw up a Hail Mary.
No.
And try to just throw it to the end zone.
And if you throw the middle of the field, yes, you get the clock stoppage, but are you going to be able to get up to spike it? I don't think in 7 seconds you're going to have time to do that, so it's going to have to be a sideline pass.
I'd kick it now, personally. You know, if you got a bad snap and you bobble it, you can basically spike the football and still have some time on the clock. But they'll line it up. So the ball officially at the 25-yard line. It would be a 42-yard kick from here. Shotgun, looks right. Under pressure, spins out of it. This will be the last play of the half.
They have to throw deep now.
They'll throw it out of bounds, but time runs out. So a big defensive stop once again for the Covenant Christian Warriors to end the half. And I think that's going to end the half. Yeah, there was no time left on the clock, even though he did catch the football and go out of bounds. So the chunk of 36 yards goes for nothing. And we've reached halftime with a 7-7 tilt. Covenant Christian holding on. They are tied with Lutheran at recess in a back-and-forth contest here where it seems like both teams have had opportunities to push this score higher, but we're tied, knotted up at 7.
And the defenses have just been phenomenal in this game. 7 combined turnovers in the first half between the two teams. Excellent defensive performance in the first half. I think we're going to be in for a great second half.
When we come back, we'll look back at that first half, how we got to the 7-7 tie. A little bit more interesting than maybe what the scoreboard will show. You're watching IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
High school sports offer the best opportunities to represent your community and yourself.
Playing alongside your friends and in front of your family makes it that much more important. No matter the circumstances or the setting.
Honor your teammates, fans, and opponents with your best effort.
Make sure those around you are doing the same.
Be supportive and aware of your surroundings.
Enjoy every minute of practice, preparation, and playing.
Your conduct, actions, and character are a reflection of your sportsmanship values.
Do not allow winning and losing to prevent you from respecting your opponent,
respecting the game, and representing your community.
With good sportsmanship, winning takes care of itself.
You may not remember the game or the final score,
but you will remember your teammates and your opponents.
Be remembered for being a good sport.
Sportsmanship makes high school sports so very different from any other level of sport.
Being a good sport means always respecting your opponent by playing hard, respecting the game by honoring the rules, and respecting yourself by giving your best effort at all times.
That is true sportsmanship.
Be remembered for exhibiting the qualities of a winner and display good sportsmanship. This message is brought to you by the IHSAA Student Advisory Committee.
Turnovers, penalties, defensive stops. That's led to a 7-7 tie here from Zionsville Middle School West between Covenant Christian and Luther. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. A lot of turnovers and a lot of penalties in that first half.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the defense has forced 7 turnovers, and we saw a lot of undisciplined penalties in that first half that's got to get corrected. But you look at that scoreboard at 7-7. If you're the coaching staff for Covenant into that locker room, you have got to be absolutely ecstatic where you're at, especially with your defense holding this high-powered Lutheran offense to a touchdown, and that was on a short field on the first drive.
Yeah, the Lutheran Saints went about 26 minutes they were hitting that, about 22 minutes there in that first half without a score. After initially going up 7-0. 3 times both teams have turned over the football on back-to-back plays, but a big-time 78-yard completion there towards the end of the half. Lutheran takes the timeout, thinking, okay, we're going to get the football back. We'll stop them on a 3rd down and 20. But 78 yards to the house goes in Jankowski, and Covenant Christian ties it up before halftime.
And that athletic play for Jankowski is still just a phenomenal catch and run to run that touchdown to tie this game up at 7-7. We're going to see Lutheran get the football to start the second half, and if you're Coach Pash in the locker room, you're preaching to that offense, guys, this is not Lutheran football offensively. We are better than this, and we've just got to go out in the second half and show what we're capable of doing in the second half. And I think this first drive is going to be very, very telling in the second half.
What have you seen out of Covenant Christian's defense in this first half?
Oh, absolutely just phenomenal. I mean, for how they've held this high-powered Lutheran defense, forcing 4 turnovers in that first half. Covenant Christian, the defense is just absolutely fantastic in this game so far.
And for Lutheran, defensively, they have been good besides that chunk play that they gave up for 78 yards. Offensively, though, they have been stagnant in that second quarter.
Yeah, and second, they've just been out of rhythm. It's not something you see out of a Lutheran offense, then just being as out of rhythm as they are. I do think Coach Pash is going to get that. I think they're going to get that corrected. Coach Pash is going to be into his team saying, hey, no, let's just do this, and we'll see what happens in the second half. And if we play Lutheran football the way we're capable of, we can still win this game.
Yeah, Lutheran came out early, got the stop on the interception, and then 3 plays later turned it into a touchdown, was up 7-0. The teams traded turnovers, traded punts, and traded penalty flags. But then again, right before the end of that first half, a 70-yard touchdown pass to Caleb Jankowski. His 3rd touchdown catch of the season ties us up at halftime at 7. Let's look at some other scores from around the state of Indiana. Hamilton Heights and Logansport at halftime, they're also tied at 7 points apiece. Elsewhere, looking around the state of Indiana high school football-wise, Roncalli leads Rebuff 38-7. That is in the second quarter. Western Boone at halftime leads Frankfurt 55-0. Ben Davis trailing Lawrence Central 21-7. Cathedral with an 18-6 lead at halftime. Chittard over Guerin Catholic in the second quarter, 28-14. Carmel all over North Central, the number 3 team in Class 6A, 49-0. Decatur Central has gone up over Plainfield, 16-13. Also, Mooresville and Franklin Community battling it out. Franklin with a 14-10 lead at recess in that contest. Franklin Central leads Noblesville 23-3. Elsewhere around locally here in the central portion of the state of Indiana, number 8 Fishers with a 16-8 lead over number 11 Avon right now. So we'll keep you up to date on that one. Center Grove, the number 2 team in Class 6A, brought to you by our friends at Aspen Creek Grill. They lead Lawrence Central 22-0. New Pal over Greenfield Central at halftime, 42-0 as well. And again, we'll have all these scores on our website, IndianaSRN.org, for you to check out throughout the weekend and on Monday. Whiteland leading Martinsville 27-6. Greenwood leads at halftime over Perry Meridian 14-7. Cecina leading Greenwood Christian 50-8 at halftime. Monrovia and Speedway are tied at 6 points apiece. As mentioned, Zionsville leading Hamilton Heights 21-13. And at halftime, the 5th team in the state of Indiana, Westfield, leads Brownsburg 10-6. 827. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the second half and more. You're watching high school football right here on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. Donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation, or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
Tony Donahue, John Lester with you here at halftime of a 7-7 tie between Covenant Christian and Lutheran. John, are you going to run going to come with me run the drumstick dash on Thanksgiving?
That's actually an idea. I hadn't thought about that. I may have to try to get out there for that this year.
Speaking of getting out there, we're tied at 7. It's been turnovers. It's been penalties. 2 big passing plays, 4 touchdowns. I don't know if I should ask what they should do better or what they should do worse of, because both teams have not wanted to take control of this football game. Let's start with the Covenant Christian defense. They've had a big first half. Outside of that touchdown catch on short fieldage in the early part of that first quarter, they've kept Lutheran's high-powered offense that scored 42, 56, and 52 3 times this season off the scoreboard.
Definitely, with that, you're up. If not for that one short yardage drive in that first quarter, you are up in this game. And a high yardage offense as well. Lutheran, they are a high scoring offense or high yardage offense. They were held to 120 yards in that first half by this Covenant defense. Just cannot say enough about what this Covenant defense has done in this first half to keep them pretty much single-handedly with that defense keeping them in this ball game in the first half.
As far as Lutheran goes, it seems like the offense has sputtered to get out of the gates outside of that first half. Their defense has played well, really kept Covenant Christian at bay, besides that long 78-yard touchdown pass that really ended that second quarter. What do you need to see out of Lutheran here in the second half if they want to take over this game?
This is not the normal Indy Lutheran offense we saw in the first half. Just as I don't know if lackadaisical is the right word, but just out of sequence, out of just not in unison in that first half at all. And so you're going to have to see the Lutheran offense that we're capable of seeing in that second half. We're going to see Strom, the quarterback. We'll see if he can do in the first half, because he was in the first half. He only had 4 or 5 completions in that first half, 5 for 10 with 3 interceptions and 77 yards. So you're going to have to see him get back in a rhythm with his offensive players, because they've just been like a step behind each other in that first half, just out of sequence, out of sorts there in the first half.
Don't forget next Friday right here on IndianaSRN, we will be live from Marian University when this same Covenant Christian squad takes on their rival Cardinal Ritter. So make your plans to be with us here next Friday night on IndianaSRN. Like us across our social media channels, and, of course, like and subscribe right here on the YouTube channel. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. We'll take a quick timeout. Get the second half keys coming up. You're watching high school football. Halftime, Lutheran and Covenant tied up at 7.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh main lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
7-7 at halftime here. Lutheran and Covenant Christian tied up from Zionsville Middle School West on a mild Friday night football evening here for you on IndianaSRN. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. You talked about the quarterbacks. 9 of 24, I believe, combined in that first half.
Yeah, the defenses are to credit for that. Yeah, you see Schaefer, again, not your backup quarterback for Covenant, struggled in that first half trying to find his receiver until that last 78-yard pass to Jankowski, but he was, again, just throwing him into traffic, into coverage. You just cannot do that if you're Schaefer, so he's going to have to learn, sometimes it's better just to take a loss instead of just forcing things and then throwing across his body as he does as well. That's something he's going to have to correct as well.
Yeah, so for those just joining us here at halftime, Zeb Cox, who is the sophomore starting quarterback for the Covenant Christian Warriors, is out due to injury. Henry Schaefer is the backup replacement. He came in last week when 5 of 15, 3 interceptions. We've seen turnovers on both sides of the football for both Lutheran and Covenant in that first half.
Yeah, 7 combined turnovers between the teams in the first half, so you're going to have to clean that up if you're both sides here in the second half. We're going to see Lutheran get the football here with about 2.5 minutes away from starting the second half, so we're going to see I'm anxious to see how this Lutheran team comes out, responds on this first offensive series in the second half. If we see Lutheran play the Lutheran style of football, or if we still see Covenant Christian defense get them a little off-key there in the beginning here in the second half.
Speaking of off-key defensively, Micah Dowdell with 5 tackles and a forced fumble. You've had to be impressed by number 15 there defensively for the Warriors.
Dowdell's just been a beast for Covenant in that first half defensively, and forcing a couple of those turnovers, and we're going to see him get active here in the second half as well for Covenant, see if he can keep that defense and keep Lutheran on their heels offensively as they've done so far here in the first half, first 24 minutes.
Offensively for Covenant, we've seen some things in motion. We've seen some misdirections. Do you want to continue that in the second half, or do you want to settle into maybe more of a running game here?
I think they're going to try to get the running game going because the running game has been basically non-existent. You just got 24 yards rushing in that first half if you're Covenant. I think if you're going to have a chance in this game to pull the upset over Lutheran, you're going to have to get some kind of running game established in the second half, averaging just about a yard and a half a rush right now here in the first half.
7-7 Lutheran and Covenant Christian going on here on IndianaSRN, but some other scores from around the state we want to keep you updated on because there are some great ones, which includes obviously the one we're watching here on IndianaSRN, tied up at 7 points apiece. Tri-West trailing Indian Creek 14-10. New Pal leads Greenfield Central 42-0. Center Grove leads Lawrence Central 22-0. Elsewhere, some other major matchups going on in the state. Whiteland leads Martinsville 27-6. Perry Meridian trails Greenwood in the third quarter 14-7. Cecina leads Greenwood Christian 50-15. Speedway and Monrovia locked up at 6 points apiece. One we're keeping an eye on here is currently at halftime, number 5 Westfield leads Brownsburg, the number 1 team in the state of Indiana, 10-7 at halftime. Some of the top rated teams brought to you by our friends at Aspen Creek Grill. Also, Hamilton Southeastern, a top 10 team in Class 6A. They trail 21-13 to Zionsville, and the 7th-ranked team in Class 6A is Warren Central. They lead Pike 28-7. 7-7 here from Zionsville Middle School West as we get ready to kick this off. Lutheran gets the football offensively here. It does seem like the defense for Covenant has stepped up when needed, but they also spent a lot of time on the field in that first half.
Yeah, definitely going to be a little bit wore out from that first half, so halftime came at the right time for this Covenant Christian defense, and we're going to see in the third quarter, I think that last offensive touchdown, not that they didn't have all the life in the first half holding down Lutheran as they did, but that may have given them even a little bit of extra gusto again, that last touchdown, getting their team tied here at the beginning of the third quarter.
This is a Covenant Christian team in losses, has given up 44, 52, 23, and 27, and an offense for Lutheran that's averaging 36 points per contest.
Yeah, and great, and holding Lutheran to 7 points in the first half, just an absolutely tremendous job for Covenant. I mentioned that in case they were at the beginning, that 7 points was on a very short drive at the beginning of the game, just a 3-play drive. So you take that out of the equation, and Covenant's pitching a shutout outside of that here in that first half.
You were with this Covenant Christian team last week when they lost to Cecina 27-14. Obviously, the difference right now is the play of backup quarterback Henry Schaefer. But what else has changed out of this Warrior squad in the last week?
Well, just trying to get that rhythm with Schaefer. You know, they was just kind of thrown in the rotation last week with the injury to Cox. So they seem to be, even though it's still a little bit off, it seems to be a little bit more in sync. They've just got to work on that, a little bit of that timing for Schaefer to his receivers. If they can get that taken care of and establish some kind of running game, this is going to be a great offensive team here to see here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, you see Zeb Cox, the starting quarterback there on the bottom of your screen in the sling as we get ready to kick this thing off. To start the second half in a 7-7 battle, Lutheran will field it from the 5-yard line. Breaks out a one tackle, burst of speed, and hit down at about the 35-yard line. So it'll be decent field position for Lutheran to start, whose offense, as we talked about, was a bit stagnant there in about that first quarter and a half heading into halftime.
Yeah, Lutheran did get a pretty good drive. It looked like they were going to get a pretty good drive going there toward the end of the first half before they turned it over again. So with 4 turnovers in the first half, let's see if we see a little bit more spark out of this Lutheran offense here in the second half.
So Lutheran with the football. They'll show a forward wide receiver set here to start the second half. Covenant Christian's defense has stepped up when needed. Gotten the stops in that first half. First play, screen pass, deflected, almost intercepted. Same play that went for 44 yards late in that first half. This time goes off of the hands of the intended target and almost intercepted.
Yeah, luckily for Lutheran there, that wasn't picked off on the the ricochet off the fingertips of the receiver there and just fell harmlessly incomplete. And an incomplete pass, a good start for the Covenant defense here in the second half.
So second down and 10, 11:48 to go in this third quarter. Kind of a back and forth, I would say slow-moving offensively first half. Man in motion, handoff on the sweep, cuts back, and he's tackled for a pickup of about 4. So a 3rd down and 6 here offensively for Lutheran.
So a 3rd down and manageable here for Lutheran, and let's see what Covenant, I think this would be an ample opportunity for Covenant to bring the blitz here on this 3rd and 6 play.
So Tyler Schultz picks up 4 to add to his total here. So 3rd down. I'm going to talk about momentum. Whenever called on so far in this contest, defensively, Covenant Christian has answered the bell. Handoff, plenty of space, enough for the first down, passes the line of scrimmage. Dowdell hits him from behind, and they're going to mark him at about the 49-yard line, so the burst of speed out of the backfield, enough for the first down.
Looked like the Covenant defense was expecting a pass right there. The running play got them kind of off guard, and it led to a first down and into Covenant territory on 3 plays here in the second half.
So I have a whistle here as the clock continues to roll. Minute gone by. And I believe we're waiting. There we go. Now we're good. We'll move the change, get them set properly. And into plus territory on this opening drive of the second half goes Lutheran. 4 wide set, in motion. Draw. Keeps the legs churning and low to the ground. The rush there by Rigdor. And he picks up about 7 on first down.
So it looks like Lutheran's trying to establish some kind of running game here in the second half as they've gone to the ground here and gotten about 24 yards here on the ground on this first 4 plays of the quarter.
And talk about what that does as far as, one, keeping the defense on their toes for Covenant, but also setting yourself up for maybe a play action. Out of gun. Keeper. Caught. Slant route. Shakes out of 1. Into plus territory inside of the red zone, and a first down there on the pitch and catch, a 26-yard pickup, and that time TJ Clark hauls it in and does the rest.
And now throwing in the pass right there, and Lutheran moving the football down. This is the Lutheran offense that we're used to seeing all season long.
Might be a flag down. There is a flag down at midfield, and I think we're going to have a hold. It's either a hold or that play developed too quickly for it to be an ineligible man downfield, so I believe we're going to have a hold here.
They'll nullify that big gain, and yet another ill-timed penalty on Lutheran in this game.
Yeah, wash, rinse, and repeat of what you don't want to do. Both teams marred by turnovers and penalties in that first half.
Well, that's going to move. That's now 50 yards in penalties on the Saints tonight.
And they've come at major times. You know, you think about the 3rd down play that was brought back. You think about another play that added to, you know, a 2nd and 10 became a 2nd and 15. Not only do you not want to commit penalties, but when it comes to times where you move the chains to bring it back, that's a massive loss.
And ill-opportune times, and this one here wiped away a 26-yard gain on that last play.
So from the 19-yard line, they'll bring it all the way back to the 47. It's a 2nd down and long to go. They're going to have to get this past the 40-yard line. Screen pass, caught. Schultz, another flag. And another flag down here.
There's going to be another hold.
Well, we'll wait the call. Maybe a hold downfield, and it is. Add that to the penalty marker total for Lutheran. And what should have been a 1st and 10 inside of the 20 becomes a 2nd down and 25 from the 36-yard line.
The Lutheran going the wrong direction here with, again, ill-timed penalties.
And a lot of this is who we talked about at halftime, Micah Dowdell. You see him here on the blitz. Gets his hand on it and deflects the pass.
Dowdell again, where hasn't he been defensively tonight? He has just been everywhere and just creating absolute havoc for this Lutheran offense.
Yeah, and he has been in the backfield early and often, gets his mitts on that one, deflects it down. So a 3rd down and 25 on this opening drive of the second half for Lutheran.
Not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 25. Let's see what they come up with.
The slants worked. They'll go deep across the middle here. Caught in space, untouched. 10-5, touchdown Lutheran on a 3rd and 25. They go 67 yards and find the end zone.
But Lutheran finds a 3rd and 25 play that works, and their best offensive play of the night. Schrum finds his receiver wide open down the field and then untouched, 67 yards to give Lutheran the lead.
Yeah, Tyler Schultz on the slant route downfield, and it goes for 6 on the big-time play. And just when you thought maybe Covenant's defense once again would step up and get off the football field, it goes 68 yards for the score. Extra point pending here for Lutheran. 9:21 to play. 3rd quarter, extra point as good. Lutheran strikes first in the second half. They lead by a touchdown, 14-7.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
This has to be one of the most entertaining 14-7 ball games you'll ever find on the high school football fields around the state of Indiana. Still 9:21 to go, and on a 3rd and 25, Lutheran goes 68 yards for the score, John.
Yeah, 68 yard, and just like they started the first quarter, a first drive, touchdown drive, they do that here in the 3rd quarter, although quite a bit longer on this one.
Here's a boot, and we're going to have a touchback. So the first predictable outcome of a play that we've seen here tonight. Our officials doing a great job. We want to think Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect for game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the courts. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. No officials, no game. So for the second time tonight, Covenant Christian's offense will come onto the field trailing by 7. Their opening possession here of the second half, led by Henry Schaefer, who, John, had a back-and-forth first half.
Back in first half, a little bit off on the timing, but then had that great touchdown pass at the end of the second quarter. Let's see if that momentum builds into the 3rd quarter.
Schaefer, man in motion. A little misdirection here on the handoff. Spins out of one tackle, and the pursuit pushes him forward. Noah Seabury on a little bit of a reverse there, picks up 3 on first down.
Very good 3-yard pickup there for Seabury, making it a 2nd down 7 manageable here for Covenant. His 5th carry tonight for Seabury.
So a 2nd and 7. Opening possession of the second half for the offense of Covenant Christian. And a game that was predicted to be a blowout, and so far the defense and big plays for Covenant kept them in the game. See if we can get another one here. Ball in the air for a long time, but Jankowski hauls in yet another one. 27 yards to the 50-yard line and a first down.
Boy, again, Jankowski getting down, and it looks like the timing between Schaefer and Jankowski starting to figure itself out. As you see, Schaefer wasn't sure if this ball was ever going to come down, but it finally does into the hands of Jankowski. And on 2 plays, Covenant's drove it onto the plus side of the field.
I think offensively for Covenant Christian, you work on a bunch of different looks this week, and your best offense so far has just been, hey, Schaefer, throw it up and let Jankowski go get it. He is well over the 100-yard mark on the evening. Quick pitch out here, and stuffed immediately is Tyson Hall.
Yeah, that fooled absolutely no one on the Lutheran defense, and a loss of 4 there on first down.
So 2nd and 16. The tackle for loss credited to Tyler Schultz, who has had a big night so far on both offense and defense for the Lutheran Saints.
And so on 2nd and 14, we'll see if Covenant tries to get a little bit more comfortable in the passing game here. It might be a passing situation here.
7:45 to play, third quarter, 2nd down and 14. Covenant trailing by 7. They trailed most of that first half 7-0 before a late second quarter touchdown tied this up. Schaefer under pressure, looks, throws, and cutting across the middle, making the big grab and taking the hit. That's 27, Tyson Lamont with his second catch of the night.
Tyson Lamont was getting some great action tonight. He's seen a whole lot of action this year, but making his presence known in this game, setting up a 3rd and short for Covenant, about a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and manageable from about the 41-yard line, it looks like. That's Covenant Christian looking for their 2nd win of the season. But, John, you would think that this would definitely be their biggest.
No, by far, yeah, definite biggest win is in 2 years since moving up to the 2A level a season ago.
3rd and 2. Schaefer rolls out, tripped up, and they're going to mark him just shy of the first down. Let's see, now they're going to stop the clock and give him the first down.
I was going to say, I think Schaefer got there at the very end, getting the ball right to the 39, right where he needed to get to.
So on the quarterback sweep, Schaefer gets enough to move the sticks. And really one of the better drives that we've seen here offensively for Covenant. Obviously, they scored late in that second quarter, but that was on a big-time deep pass on a 3rd and long. This one been a methodical drive, and they've got it done via the air and via the ground.
Going on a nice sustained drive here, getting time of possession and giving your defense a little breather.
Schaefer looks, plenty of time, fires a floater, caught, and taking the hit for another catch. That's Tyson Hall into the red zone.
Down inside the 20, and then here it is. We're going to take a look at it here. Schaefer looking down and finds his receiver, Hall, who gets free and into the red zone, and Covenant trying to answer that last Lutheran touchdown.
And a great job there offensively on the offensive line for Covenant, holding tough, allowing Schaefer to have plenty of time before firing that football downfield inside of the 20. So Schaefer, whose hang time on these footballs has been a lot, and we're going to have, I believe, an encroachment. No false. Oh, yep, oh. That'll be encroachment. So add on another 5 yards as this drive continues for Covenant.
6th penalty for Lutheran, 65 yards. And again, you're giving Covenant another 5 with another, what I call them, undisciplined penalties.
Yeah, and just it seems like, again, when the penalties have came, really on both sides, but certainly for Lutheran, when those penalty markers have been thrown, it's been big-time yardage and consequences. Now you're down inside, the 15-yard line here. First time into the red zone for the Covenant Christian Warriors tonight. 1st and short. Blitz comes. Schaefer hands it off. Tripped up in the backfield. Keeps the legs churning. Does Tyson Hall. Turns a little bit of something into a lot of nothing there for a pickup of 2.
That's one of the better 2-yard gains you're going to see. Hall looked like he was backed up there for about a 2-yard loss, but kept the legs going and ended up a positive gain out of it. Fast-moving 3rd quarter here.
Yeah, 2nd down and 3. As mentioned in the first half, Covenant Christian has not attempted a field goal all season. So once again, you find yourselves in 4-down territory if you're the Warriors, especially knowing that a touchdown ties this one up. Extra point pending, of course. Little reverse here. Dodell in offensively. We've got 2 penalty flags on opposite sides of the field.
This one's coming back, I think.
First one is going to be a hold on the offense. So 2 penalty flags coming in, and that'll push it back from a 2nd and 3 back to a 2nd down and long. So again, we talk about these penalties and when they are coming. It's one thing, it's a 5-yard penalty around the 50, but most of these penalty flags for both teams have been disruptive.
Yeah, and this one's going to kill the drive right here because you were driving down the red zone almost to the 10-yard line. Now you're going to be backed up on the opposite side of the 20, it looks like, that 22-yard line.
So a 2nd and 3 becomes a 2nd down and 13. 2 in the backfield. 2 wide receivers set. Man in motion. Schaefer to the right, sets his feet. Deflected, it looked like, at the line of scrimmage, so a great push there by Lutheran. And what was a 2nd and 3 will now become a 3rd and 13 after the incompletion.
That was definitely deflected. Great job there for Lutheran getting past that line, and now you got a 3rd and long situation. But as you said, definitely 4-down territory, especially where they are on the field.
Yeah, 4-down territory, a 3rd and 13 here, just shy of the 20-yard line.
Looked like Lutheran showed a little bit of blitz that time. Let's see if they bring it again.
And a lot of the yardage through the air tonight from Covenant has came in big-time chunks. Bat snap, ball on the turf. Schaefer picks it up, rolls out, has a man, caught at the line of scrimmage, cuts back to the 15-yard line. The original line of scrimmage, and then +5, so a gain of 8 on what could have been a disastrous play as the ball skips off the turf. Now a 4th down and manageable.
As good as you could ask for there. Yeah, 4th and 5. Definitely you're going to go for this if you're Covenant.
So a nice job there on the pitch and catch. Noah Seabury bringing it in. He's got 3 catches tonight. That's 10 on the season. 3:39 to play. 3rd quarter. Fourth and 6. Covenant trying to keep the drive going. Trailing by a touchdown. Inside the 20. Under pressure, floats it, back of the end zone, up for grabs, deflected, and incomplete. Ball turned back over to Lutheran. So Covenant's best offensive drive of the night ends with 0 points.
Well, great job there for Covenant, just unable to finish it off there as Schaefer threw into traffic again as that was knocked down, and Lutheran's going to take over on downs here.
Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call them today, 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. Plus side for Covenant, you had your best drive of the night. Downside, ends on a 4th down.
Ends on a 4th down, but you did give your defense a little bit of a chance to regroup there on the sideline. You had a pretty long time drive there.
So on 1st and 10, delayed draw. Picks up about 2 for Lutheran. 3:08 to go in this 3rd quarter, so plenty of time on both ends. But if you're Covenant Christian, your defense has stepped up when needed. You're going to call on them again here.
Yeah, you're going to need a stop again, as you can't let this get to a 2-score game, so this is a must-stop drive.
As Dodell, your best defensive player, will check out. He called them off, but a little bit of a gimp after they stopped the clock. Let's come out for 1 play. But he has been huge defensively for this Covenant Christian defense.
Phenomenal game for Dowdell tonight.
Handoff on 2nd and 8. Gets the edge, does Rigdor, stays forward, and pushes the football to about the 27-yard line on a 1st down.
That is going to be a 1st down. You saw Rigdor kept moving the feet and picking up about 4 extra yards and getting to the 1st down marker. He's now up to 64 yards rushing tonight.
Ron Colley leading Rebuff 45-7. Western Boone over Frankfurt 55-0. Chittard leading 35-14 over Guerin Catholic. Ben Davis trailing to Lawrence North 21-7. 1st and 10, 2:20 to go. John Lester, Tony Donahue with you here on Indiana SRN. It's been a good back-and-forth battle. And over the head of the snap, takes a bounce. And fortunate there for Lutheran, it is recovered, but it'll be a loss of about 10.
And Covenant was bringing the blitz too right there, so Strum, luckily he was able to fall on that for Lutheran, but a considerable loss.
Both teams with turnovers, both teams with penalties. And luckily there, the fumble recovered by Lutheran. 2nd and 20. Minute 40 to go, third quarter. Pump fake, down the field, incomplete, hit hard. Yeah, they're going to call that a late hit.
Tough break there for Covenant, but clearly hit him afterwards.
Yeah, that was it was a momentum play. I don't think it was anything malicious with it. I don't think there was anything more than just your momentum was taking you to that hit. And after the ball falls incomplete. That's a tough call. But the right one there with the contact. Nothing malicious. But once again, so that'll move the sticks on 2nd and 20 for Lutheran. They will continue this drive. Plainfield trailing Decatur Central 16-13.
And that is one of those that is different in high school. It does not carry an automatic first down with it. So this is 3rd down.
So they won't move the sticks. They're going to get together and talk about it. This has been a very good officiated game, although a lot of penalties. Sometimes you would say, oh, that means it's not a good officiating, but they have been warranted penalties. So they're going to give them the first down here.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought that was one of those that doesn't carry an automatic first in high school, but that may be incorrect. I have to.
So 1st and 10. A minute 31 to go here in the third quarter. Man in motion, handoff, and we're going to have, it looks like a false start.
Yeah, that's going to cost Lutheran 5 more.
Yep. So yet again, another penalty.
Actually,
they're going to give it an encroachment on Covenant.
I thought I saw the lineman move there for Lutheran, but they're going to give an offsides call.
So move it forward past the 40-yard line. And both teams, for lack of a better term, really shooting themselves in the foot here.
Combined 13 penalties tonight now with that one against Covenant. Got movement again on the line.
So yet another penalty marker. And another encroachment, so give them the first down. So 3 straight penalties. Continue to move the football for the Lutheran Saints. Why would you want to go anywhere else when you can go to Aspen Creek Grill if you're looking for fresh, amazing food and servers who truly care about your experience? You have to try Aspen Creek Grill.
So if you're Covenant, you have just gifted Lutheran 25 yards on these last 3 plays.
So 1st and 10 under a minute to play, third quarter. Delayed draw. Rigder hit, lowers the shoulder, picks up about 3. Got some great people watching on the YouTube chat here tonight on IndianaSRN. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got some awesome games coming up over the next week or so for you. We'll get you a scoreboard update as well as we reach the end of this third quarter. And a quarter, John Lester, dominated by Lutheran.
Yeah, Lutheran showing what they're capable of offensively still. Covenant held them to the 1 score here, and it looks like they're going to let this clock tick down here at the end of the third.
10 seconds to go, third quarter. 2nd and 7. 4 on the clock. They get the snap off. Draw, Rigder, hit, keeps churning. And we're going to have a 3rd down and 3. And you'd think, John, going into the fourth quarter, this is a huge play if Covenant Christian wants to stay in this football game. After 3, Lutheran leading 14-7 on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Fourth quarter starts with one of the biggest plays of the game. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. Lutheran with a 14-7 advantage. This drive has been aided by penalties defensively for Covenant Christian, but a 4th down and 3 here for the Lutheran Saints offensively.
We're going to see what Lutheran does as both teams really got the offense going in that third quarter, especially in the passing game. But as you said, about possibly the biggest play of the game so far right now, this 3rd down.
So a 4-wide set. Watch for in the slot Tyrone Miller. They'll fake the handoff, throw it, and all reliable for his 6th catch of the night. Tyler Schultz gets it done for the 1st down to the 32-yard line.
Finding that Schultz, who has the 2 touchdown receptions tonight, getting free again, as we're going to take a look at it right here.
Yeah.
Schultz gets right past the defense and wide open to keep the drive alive for the Saints.
Kind of a floating duck there on the pass, Tim Tebow style. So they'll hand it off here. Rigder runs it down. Little extracurricular, and we're going to have a flag coming in late.
But this will be after the play. Let's see who they get here. It's a hold.
Yeah, so it is going to be a hold. So on the handoff, yeah, and you could see it there, a hold deep into that play, and really a hold that kind of came after. It really wasn't one of those holds. It's not necessary for the play.
Had nothing to do with the play. Yeah, that's another one, just another, as I call it, undisciplined penalty. That's the 7th penalty of the night now in Lutheran.
We'd love for you to become an IndianaSRN sponsor today. Support high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each week. Contact Coach at IndianaSRN.org. That's Keith Myers, Coach at IndianaSRN.org. 1st and long, roll out. Throwing downfield under pressure, caught and out of bounds goes Lutheran. That caught by Tyrone Miller, the sophomore.
Yeah, great job Miller getting loose there and
sets up a 2nd and manageable.
Good pickup there of about 14 yards as Lutheran driving down the field once again.
Yeah, give some credit out of the backfield there to Rigder. Had a big block there to allow a little bit more time offensively for Mason Shroom to fire that downfield and pick up about 15 yards. So they still need 5 for the 1st down, 2nd and 5 from the 24-yard line. Shroom under pressure, dumps it off, caught. Rigder spins to the 15-yard line. They'll mark him at about the 16-yard line, actually, but enough for a 1st down. 1 minute gone by here, 4th quarter.
And again, Lutheran marching down the field, trying to get a 2-score lead here.
Had some receivers open downfield on that one, but the quick dump off is enough for the 1st down.
They must stop right now if you're Covenant. You let this get to 2 scores, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, and obviously a very patient set here by Lutheran, taking all the time they need. And Covenant Christian's defense has been bend and don't break so far this evening. They've came up with big stops when they needed. Nothing more than coming up here. Draw out of the backfield. Pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8. And again, you get the feel that as Micah Dowdell finally checks back in, still a little limpy, but he has been the defensive playmaker here tonight for Covenant Christian.
He's been phenomenal for Covenant, and he's come back in defense. See if he can get back in the defensive rhythm here. Lutheran, with 10 minutes to go, you get the sense they're trying to sense a knockout punch right now, which possibly another touchdown would be.
2nd and 8. Covenant Christian's defense needs a stop. Lutheran, 3-wide set. Another delayed draw. Patient running by Rigder. And he picks up what should be enough for the 1st down. We'll see where they mark the football. He needed, I believe, the 7, but we got a flag. And it's going to be a holding.
Again, a hold. That is the 4th or 5th holding call on Lutheran tonight.
Yeah, yep. You'll see it there on the offensive line. So that'll move them back. So penalties and big-time moments instead of first down and goal to go from the 6. You're 2nd and 18 on the fringe of field goal range, trying to go up 2 scores. Pump fake, down the field, dropped. What would have been a touchdown was thrown slightly behind Tyler Schultz, and the ball falls incomplete.
Well, here you see it right here. Schultz gets wide open, pops for his 3rd touchdown of the night. That's one you figure he's going to catch.
So a 3rd down and 18 coming up. And the defense for Covenant Christian trying to hold true, trying to, at bare minimum, force Lutheran into a field goal attempt. 3rd and 18. High snap. Schrum sets up downfield, incomplete, overthrown. 4th and 18.
So now if you're Coach Pash, what do you do here?
I think you kick the field goal. Ball is currently at the 24-yard line.
Be about a 42-yarder from here.
Yep. So this is huge. Not only if you make it, you go up 2 scores. If you miss, you give Covenant Christian the momentum back in pretty decent field position. Dax Locklear boots it. It's got the leg. It is true. A 41-yard field goal through the uprights. And Lutheran goes up for the first time tonight by 2 scores. They lead 17-7, 9:28 to play.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
A 41-yard field goal from Dax Locklear gives Lutheran the 17-7 lead with 9:28 to go on a drive marred by penalties back and forth. Lutheran puts it in from 41 yards out to go up by 2 scores, 17-10. Covenant will get the football for the first time here in the 4th quarter with about 9:25 to play.
Well, I know that puts Covenant down 2 scores, but the way Lutheran was moving the football down the field, that's still, you got to figure that was a win for Covenant, holding them to 3 points. Now the offense has got to find a way to get this is a must-score drive right now with 9:28 to go.
Don't have to feel like you're rushed with 9:28, but you certainly have to have a flow to the offense if you're the Warriors of Covenant Christian. Ball fielded at the goal line, passes the 10, cuts back, and not much there for Noah Seabury on the return.
And not a whole lot of room right there in Covenant with about their 2nd worst starting field position of the night as they're backed up at their 20-yard line, I believe.
So a long way to go. Are you thinking, you're obviously thinking 7 here, but you have to at least get 3 to make this a 2-possession game. You're going to have to score twice.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to get some kind of score here, and we'll see what Schaefer, he's starting to look like finally get a routine.
So a holding penalty on the kick puts it back to the 10-yard line. So both teams' penalties coming at ill-will times, and this one's going to back up this drive. for the Covenant Christian Warriors.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't even see a flag go down there, but yeah, that's the ninth penalty now on Covenant for 80 yards.
For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Volunteer with us today, 317-686-6239.
Great arm again.
Nice little pass here to the left side, and it is enough for a first down, so just what you needed on 1st and 10.
There's a good 27-yard pickup right there on the throw for Schaefer.
And just in motion. And just a quick little pitch and catch over the top, and it seems like the throws that he has made here tonight have been kind of floaters that have landed exactly where they need to be.
I was getting ready to say, his balls don't look like they're ever going to come down, and they're just right on the money, though.
Snow cones for everybody.
Fourth different receiver he's found tonight for Schaefer.
And it looks like we have an injury. We'll take it with them. Lutheran 17-7 in the fourth quarter.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
It's been a back and forth contest here on IndianaSRN as on 1st and 10, a quick pass up the middle goes incomplete as Covenant Christian trailing 17-10. Turn it on to you, John Lester with you. And John, I mean, look, you got that big chunk play on first down. What do you want to see passing-wise here to continue this drive for Covenant?
Well, I like what I've seen out of Schaefer. You know, I'm looking at his stats right now. He started out 3 for 13, but he's 6 for his last 9, so he's starting to get a little bit of a groove going on offense on the passing game. He just needs to keep this up like he's been doing here and see if he can get down here and get Covenant some points on the board here.
Yeah, 9 minutes to go, so still plenty of time for Covenant. Under pressure, downfield, up for grabs, picked off. Had Caleb Jankowski down the seam. This one just hung up a little bit too high. I was just about to say, you know, some of these floating passes, eventually they are going to be picked off, and that's what happens here. Lutheran with the interception with under 9 to play.
There's right there, yeah, Schaefer, his man covered right there and under, short-armed it a little bit too, and it was a pretty easy pick right there for Lutheran. And now with 8:59 to go, up 2 scores. Might see Lutheran start to get a little bit of a running game and start to work on this clock a little bit.
Give us an update on the turnover for both sides of the football, really.
Well, that was the 3rd interception tonight thrown by Schaefer.
So down the seams, picked off.
There's another drop.
And another drop here on first down.
So both teams overall have 4 turnovers in the game.
Yeah. Penalties and turnovers.
Just the first one of the second half, though, after 7 of those came in the first half.
So 8:48 to play, 2nd and 10. Lutheran can be patient here. You would think would continue to move the football via the ground.
I was kind of surprised they threw a passing play in there on first down.
Yeah. Pass, caught, wide open, and the turf monster get him. You can see this field's a little bit torn up right around the midfield area, but another big catch there by Tyler Schultz. He is over 100 yards on the evening, and it's enough for a first down.
Yeah, great job there and moving the ball again to the plus side of the field. And now Lutheran, this can open the playbook, and now let's see if they start to do some of the running game.
So 8:35 to go.
Been that slant play all night long.
Yeah. Led to the first touchdown early in that first quarter. They'll hand it off here. Rigdor off to the races, enough for a first down, and back to the 25-yard line he goes.
Yeah, Rigdor approaching the 100-yard rushing mark now. That's 92 now unofficially for him.
LifeWise Academy brings programs that supports educators and communities by improving student outcomes. With LifeWise Academy, your community can bring biblical values back into the classroom. Call today, 614-367-5767. So a patient look here for Lutheran with a 2-score game, 17-7. It was tied at 7 points apiece here in IndianaSRN at halftime. Out of shotgun. They'll throw it. Threw it behind the intended target, and that ball falls incomplete. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10. So, if you're looking at playing the clock game, Covenant's going, if you want to keep throwing and throwing incompletions, we'll take it.
And Covenant's, able to preserve there, because you have to wonder if Lutheran keeps going on time-consuming drive, when's it going to be? When's Covenant going to have to start using their timeouts on defense?
So 2nd and 10, 8 minutes to play in this one. Lutheran with the football and a 10-point lead, their biggest lead of the contest. Handoff, untouched,
hole.
Keeps going, hit hard at the 5-yard line, but enough for a 1st down. And Lutheran, seeing blood in the water, looking for another score. They lead it by 10, looking for more coming up on 1st and goal.
Yeah, Rigdor had a huge hole right there. That puts him over the 100-yard rushing mark tonight.
So 1st and goal. Handoff. And hit immediately and push back. Dodell in there on the hit. Aiden Riggs with the tackle. And we're going to have a player down here after the hard contact by Covenant, and we'll take it with them. 7:22 to go. Covenant's defense looking for a hold here. They trail by 10.
Teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Tony Donahue, John Lester with you as we see Micah Dodell being helped off. He's been limpy most of the evening. Man, has he had a great night defensively. Hats off to number 15 on the Covenant Christian Warriors defense.
Just an absolute warrior out there tonight for the Warriors, and tough to see him go out here tonight with the injury, but hopefully it's nothing serious.
So 2nd and goal. He was in on that tackle that pushed Lutheran back. They're at the 8-yard line. Man in motion. They'll go to the air. On the wheel route, under pressure, tries to get him down, jumps on his back and tackles him for the sack. A great play and a great pursuit there by Covenant Christian's defense, and then it sets up a 3rd down and goal, a 3rd down and long.
Now you're back at the 16-yard line now, so let's see if Lutheran tries to put this ball in the air here or if they just try to keep this on the ground and work on some more of the clock. We're down under 7 minutes now.
Sometimes you got to go a little Giant style and just jump on the back and hope for the sack. That's what happens. And it's 3rd and long. Out of shotgun. A look to throw. Across the middle. Incomplete. Ball bounces off the turf.
So let's see if Lutheran will try for 3 more here. Would force Covenant to need 2 touchdowns.
Field goal coming up. This one from about 34 yards out. Mills already connected on one. I'm going to go back to that sack as well. That was Rise Diaz on the back of the quarterback for the sack. Good snap, good hold. Hit at the line of scrimmage and blocked by Covenant Christian's defense. Got a hand on it.
Great special teams play right there, keeping Covenant alive.
Yeah, their defense tonight, hats off to the Covenant Christian defense. They have really kept this football team in the game defensively, and there they come up big on special teams. But the defense with the sack, with the incompletion, and the penalty, now the blocked field goal, still some hope here for Covenant. All 3 timeouts, 6:27 to go.
6:27 to go. If you're going to score here for Covenant, it's probably going to have to be here pretty quick on this drive as the time's starting to become a little bit of a factor.
Yeah, 6:27 to go. Covenant coming back on the field. And the blocked kick there will go to Titus Lamont. Got in on the edge and got his hand on the football to deflect that bad boy wide. And Covenant Christian still with the chance. We're going to have another penalty flag. False start.
Yep.
So it just seems like these penalties come at the most unideal time. Move them back here on 1st and 10.
That is now a combined 18 penalties between the two teams tonight.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
You know, this is a Covenant Christian team, as we know, with some senior leadership. But Zeb Cox, who is a sophomore. But Lutheran, this is a team that, you know, you're going, okay, it's a team that top 10 in the state, could find themselves deep in a playoff run. You know, those penalties are what keeps you at home in late October, November.
Yeah, come sectional time, yeah, this is just something you cannot have as you get, especially if you get deeper into postseason.
So jet sweep here goes for nothing. So 2nd and 15 after the penalty as we approach the halfway mark here of this the halfway mark here of this 4th quarter. Caleb Jankowski lined up, one-on-one, bottom of your screen. Man in motion. Schaefer looking, throws it down the seam for Jankowski, up for grabs, deflected, incomplete.
I was waiting for him to make another completion over the defender that time and unable to come down with it that time.
So 3rd and 15, 5:45 to play. We want to thank our friends at Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you and your family and the community that we share. Whether you're looking for the right career or the perfect candidate, we're here to help. Call us 317-472-7600.
So now on 3rd and 15, you figure this is going to have to be a definite passing situation right here for Schaefer.
I think if you're Schaefer, you want to be patient. If you don't have it downfield but you have some space, tuck that ball and run. The roll to the right side. Throws it up, caught. Jankowski gets it, gets half of what he needed. So we'll have a 4th down and 7. Covenant Christian trying to stay alive in this one.
They must convert right here for Covenant. Hard to believe that's only Jankowski's 3rd catch, but he's been targeted about 8 or 9 times tonight.
Yeah. And the first 2 have been for massive yardage.
117 on 3 catches tonight. Oh.
So a 4th and 6. See if they do a hard snap count here. They do. Lutheran doesn't jump. Under pressure, ball thrown up, picked off. Lutheran has it, trying to take it to the house, and a pick 6.
I think there's a flag
for
that
Lutheran.
Came in.
We do have a flag. Nonetheless, Joseph Greathouse with the pick. And I think we're going to have, there's 2 penalty markers down right around where the interception was. And we'll wait the call.
4th interception thrown by Schaefer tonight if this holds.
So the offense still on the field for Covenant.
I thought I saw the far official give an interference signal.
So a defensive pass interference. Let's see a replay on this one. Would have been a pick 6. And I think what it was when the wide receiver went to turn for the football, the defender was right in the way. And yet again, another penalty marker.
And now more movement.
And we're going to have more movement. Man, John, you talk about timely penalties that have really shaped a football game. We've seen that here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it takes away any. I don't want to say it takes away the tempo or whatever, but it's just and they're the kinds of penalties they are is what I've been talking about all night long. Just undisciplined. They should not be happening in week 6 of the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And when you think about where we stand at 17-7, this game, could be won by either team, but penalties have marred them. Roll out, throw up in the air. This one will be picked off. And we got another flag, the interception.
Around where the catch was.
Tyrone Miller with the 2nd pick of the night, but we'll see if it's another defensive pass interference that led to the interception.
And looking at the Lutheran team's reaction, that looks like what it is.
Okay. Yeah, so the officials coming together to talk this one over. It was a 1st and 15 after the false start by Covenant. The second interception thrown on this drive by Covenant. First one came back on a pass interference, and we'll see if this one comes back as well.
Joseph Greathouse was back there for Lutheran, and looking at his reaction, it looks like it might be either against him or against Lutheran.
Pass interference on the defense, excuse me.
Gonna see
the
it
rollout
right here. It was down at this far end. I don't think it had anything on the ball. It looked like it was, but the flag was thrown.
So offsetting penalties. So we'll have offsetting penalties, and we'll replay it. So all that just to redo it.
Now we're down under 5 minutes here, so time's starting to become an issue.
Time certainly a factor. So a second interception on this drive is nullified by a penalty, albeit this one offsetting, and we'll replay it at 1st and 15, ball on the 35-yard line. Under pressure. Schaefer rolls out, pump fakes, steps.
Don't force a throw.
Deflected. Yeah, it looked like he did not get his feet, and he took a lick. He took a lick. We've seen right around this area of the football field, there's not a lot of grip. And just running for your life there, he just loses his back foot. Luckily, that one wasn't picked off. 2nd and 15, 4:35 to play.
When you're in that situation, and Schaefer's going to learn this, you've just got to throw that ball out of bounds. You just cannot continue to leave them just up for grabs like that.
Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. We want to thank Greg Smith, doing a great job here producing. Daniel Thacker bringing the pictures in a pretty entertaining battle here this evening. 17-7, Lutheran with the lead.
It might be a running play here. Hall's joining Schaefer.
Fumble on the snap, and Schaefer lucky enough to hop on it, but you got to come up and go quick here. I mean, the clock is still ticking.
But Schaefer, you saw him make that mistake in the first half where he didn't fall on the ball. Wisely enough, was able to fall on it this time. But, a considerable loss on that play, on the fumble.
So still no sense of urgency here as we near the 4-minute mark to play in this fourth quarter. Man, I mean, just precious time off the clock. I mean, we're talking 25, 28 seconds.
Yeah, not the greatest clock management here for the Warriors.
Under 4 to go. Schaefer, plenty of time, steps into a throw, throws it up. Incomplete. Might have been some early contact there. Wasn't called. And we've got a player down holding his knee. That does not look good for Covenant Christian. We'll take a quick timeout. 3:44 to play. A 3rd and 18 coming up here for Covenant.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30, block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there, and finally, somebody gets on the board.
So after the injury, it'll be a 4th and 18 for Covenant Christian. They trail 17-7, 3:44 to go here in this contest. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you. A lot of penalties on this drive. 2 on Lutheran have nullified interceptions to keep Lutheran alive as we get the injured player taken off of the field here. And looks like a knee injury to a lineman for the Covenant Christian Warriors. That's 78, Caleb Ferris, the senior tackle at 6'2", 245. All right, 4th and 18. We've seen some floaters, so to speak, for Henry Schaefer. Some that have came down in the hands of Caleb Jankowski, others that have came into the hands of the Lutheran defense. What do you draw up here on 4th and 18?
Well, obviously, at 4th and 18, this is probably going to have to be a passing situation downfield. He's found Jankowski a few times. We've seen Seabury get down there a couple times, but with 3:44 to go, this is pretty much game right here. If Covenant wants any chance, this is a must convert.
And the way that the football has been thrown here in this game, it's kind of like throw it up and play backyard football, and either you hope to bring it down or maybe get a pass interference call. Lutheran showing blitz. Schaefer throws it. Picked off. Had Jankowski. And let's see what happens here on the return. He's going to be met abruptly and taken back, but an interception there to seal it for Lutheran. And coming up with the interception for the Saints, number 83. That is Joseph Greathouse, who had one earlier that was taken back, and Greathouse gets the interception and the return.
Gonna look at it here. Schaefer. Looked like Jankowski kind of gave up on the play there. I don't think he was thinking it was going to go deep down the field, so there might have been a little bit of miscommunication there.
I had a blindside block there on the return, nonetheless not called. And with 3:25 to go, ball at the 35-yard line. We'll see if Lutheran decides to keep this football on the ground. Last drive, they tried to throw it on first down. It fell incomplete. Didn't take a lot of time off the clock. And they'll run it here on the jet sweep right side. And enough for the first down to the end zone. Touchdown, Lutheran. That'll seal it from 38 yards out. Tyler Schultz, he's had a big night.
2 receiving touchdowns and now a rushing touchdown for Schultz that, probably puts the icing on the cake on this one for Lutheran as we're going to look at it. Schultz just on that sweep play, just absolutely no defenders near him, and he goes untouched basically for that last missed tackle.
Great blocking downfield and to the house for his 3rd touchdown of the night to make it 23-7 in favor of Lutheran with the extra point pending. 3:14 to go in this one. And that seals the deal for the Saints of Lutheran on their way to their 5th win of the 2025 season. Extra point is up, and it is true. 24-7, 3:14 to play on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
3:14 to go. Tony Donahue, John Lester with you, 24-7 Lutheran. I don't think anybody expected Covenant to win this football game, but they have done a great job hanging around in this contest. And although they've given up 24 points, their defense has been pretty good throughout the night.
17 unanswered points for Lutheran, and I think in the second half, Lutheran just wore down Covenant defensively as they got their offense going. This is going to be ran out.
Yeah, he's going to take it out from the goal line, and he is under pressure. Squeaks out of a couple. And he's going to shake forward to about the 16-yard line. So Covenant with all 3 timeouts, 3 minutes to play, trailing 24-7. Talk about some of the standouts you've seen so far here tonight for Lutheran.
Well, for Lutheran, other than the second half, I like what I've seen out of their quarterback. And then with the running back, they're 109 yards after being held to about 25 in that first half. So I sure like what I've seen out of that duo in the second half here for Lutheran.
So back onto the football field comes the offense of Covenant Christian. They tied it at 7 late in the first half with a 78-yard touchdown pass at Jankowski, but been dormant here in the second half. Lutheran's defense have kept them off the scoreboard. And 24-7 as somebody on their motorcycle leaves early.
And this could be, we were talking off air after this play where I was going there.
In motion. Handoff. Nice little misdirection there for a pickup of about 7. And that is good for number 17, Noah Seabury.
Noah Seabury getting the carry there. Where I was going to go there, though, as these two teams are paired up in sectional 37, so they could meet up again down the road.
And you think about, coming out on the field with 3:30 to go, how much do you want to show Lutheran as far as, but you also want to say, hey, what can we do right now that maybe we wouldn't try in a 7-7 game or a 27-27 game? What kind of misdirection, as we just saw on that play, can we try to set us up against a big-time opponent next week playing at Marion University, a game right here on IndianaSRN when Covenant takes on the Cardinal Ritter Raiders. That's a huge hit there once again. But a nice pickup there to make up a 3rd down and manageable here.
And if they do meet down the road, we don't know what Covenant's quarterback situation, of course, is going to be down the road, so we'll see. But level things for both these teams to look at should they meet again.
So Liam Yardy with the back-to-back runs for a total of 8 yards and 3rd down and 2. So it looks like earlier in this fourth quarter, we saw an injury to 78, Caleb Ferris, on the offensive line. His pads are off, and he is out of the game. And with the clock rolling, looks like Covenant's just content to see what happens here on 3rd and 2.
They're going to take a timeout here.
We'll keep it right here. We'll look at some other scores from around the state of Indiana. But first, before we do that, give us what you've liked so far, or tell us what you've liked out of this Lutheran squad, especially kind of taking over dominance here in the second half.
We see what Lutheran's capable of. The Lutheran team we're accustomed to seeing there in that second half. They just took off offensively as they've put up almost 300 yards of offense here in the second half. So that's the Lutheran team, of course, that we've gotten accustomed to seeing, winning those state championships at the 1A level and making it all the way to semi-state and 2A last year. So this is a Lutheran team that obviously is still going to be a force to be reckoned with come postseason time.
I think Tyler Schultz offensively is your Aspen Creek player of the game for Lutheran. I think you're going to hear any argument out of John Lester there.
That would definitely be my pick, yes.
As we get ready to tick the final seconds away in this one. I have been impressed by Covenant Christian. Defensively, they really stepped up when needed. And I think when you look at Covenant Christian moving to 1-5, they definitely outplayed their record tonight.
Absolutely. And this is going to be like you said, their record 1-5, but this has got to be one of the best one-win teams in the state of Indiana. I mean, like I said, outside of that Indian Creek game, they have been right there in all of their games. Just a play here, play there could have swung the outcome.
Western Boone beat Frankfort tonight 61-0. 3rd and 2. Roll out, quarterback keeper the entire way. Let's see where they mark him. Might be enough for a first down as Henry Schaefer.
We're going to move the chains.
So Schaefer as the backup quarterback at his first start of the season. We saw some good throws that went for chunk yardage, but again, another multi-interception night.
Yeah, he's just going to have to – he, again, is just forcing some throws. He's just going to have to watch that. I mean, that's 7 interceptions in 2 games for him. You just cannot force some of those throws. He's just going to have to learn sometimes just better to just throw the ball away and reset.
Chittard leading 49-14 late in the third quarter. Carmel with the win tonight, 63-14. 51 seconds to go in this one. Handoff goes to Hall, stays on his feet, keeps chugging along for a pickup of about 4. Decatur Central has taken over. They lead Plainfield 31-19 as we look at some scores before we wrap this one up here on IndianaSRN. Fisher's leading Avon 23-15. That's in the fourth quarter. Cathedral trailing 28-25. New Powell with a 49-0 win. Center Grove 36-0 over Lawrence Central. Elsewhere, big-time games going on in the state of Indiana. Cecina 50-15 winners. Monrovia leading Speedway 20-6. As this one has ran out of time. Also, if you're looking for the final for Brownsburg, they win 14-10. And here in this one, on the last play of the contest, the Covenant Christian Warriors will fall to 1-5 on the season. Lutheran, the Saints, take over in the second half, score 17 unanswered, and Lutheran moves to 5-1 on the season. You'll see the same Covenant Christian Warriors right here on IndianaSRN coming up next Friday from Marian University. For our great IndianaSRN staff, Daniel Thacker, Greg Smith, John Lester, I'm Tony Donahue. We're final. Lutheran 24-7. They beat Covenant Christian on IndianaSRN.